Cool. Well, the music is, one of the space themes from Sirenscape, so maybe it will help, and it's inspired a little bit by StarCraft, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, we are up to session number 5 of the Mandalorian storyline. Time to see how well they are at working in the team in a combat situation.
Yeah, see how it goes.
What could go wrong?
Should be interesting.
Sure.
It's okay, the amusing thing is, there is a skill called leadership that really does make team coordination better.
Mm.
And no one's got it, except for the droid.
Oh, great. Oh, no. This is terrible.
And yes, David, there was a madness behind me suggesting that one multiple times to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I came up with a really good way to incorporate it in the backstory. I mean, Roger.
So I might have people online introduce themselves, so we'll start with David and his character.
Excellent timing, just as I'm climbing out of my truck. Hello, I'm David. I play B337, a repurposed ex-Trade Federation B1 battle droid, who is very tied into Piper's family, and has done some very, very sketchy things to come back and find Piper to tell her that her parents are in trouble and immediately need her assistance 10 years ago.
Those things never run out, do they?
No. You squishy meat sacks, you just need to stop aging.
Yeah, they're always where you left them. If you haven't seen them, things haven't changed. Okay, so next person online today, we have the squishy meatbag Piper. We have Mark.
Hey, I take offence to the squishy meatbag thing. But anyway, I play Piper J. Redrick, or aka Piper to her close friends and drinking partners. I'm going through some addiction issues at the moment, but also just suddenly found out that my whole family, who I thought were dead in a plane crash, are actually alive, and I have to earn a lot of money to get them back out of slavery. So, still getting that over my head, and drinking might incorporate me forgetting about the whole situation, but I do have a good friend in Dr. Chuckles that'll hopefully get me through the whole situation.
I'm self-conscious about my Nike slippers.
And then we have Ross online.
Yep, I'm playing Khaled.
The conscience of the party?
Yeah, even though I'm specialised as the assassin.
Like I said, the conscience of the party?
Yeah. Yep, is now being reminisced with the B1 that's just fronted up of these fun times when he's playing around with the other B1s that the scavengers and that found from the battlefields of the Clone Wars, where they were set up as nanny bots, which were great to shootout with stuns, learning combat tricks, and also being babysit by them.
I'm sure being sat on by a B1 droid would not be too painful.
No.
Because considering they are fairly literal in their programming, depending on how much you've upgraded them.
Well,
Please
they're
babysit
a lot
this
more
one.
fun than
Okay,
pit
sit on
droids.
baby.
At least they can talk back while pit droids just squeak and buzz and click and turn into a shell.
They do speak in binary, so once you learn binary, you can communicate with droids so much easier.
Yeah.
And the droids go, oh, you can actually speak an intelligent language. Instead of this contradictory one that everyone else uses.
And you can also get bonuses to command with them.
You can, yes.
Yep. Basically, I'm also the face of the party too. I'm very charismatic.
Does this mean that you have the Fabio look down pat?
Yeah, no, I've got more of the Captain Flashheart type look.
I don't know, Captain Flasher might actually come across as, strange.
Yeah, I was thinking smouldering intensity like in New Jumanji.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, actually, yeah.
That would work.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So you have the skill, Smoldering Intensity.
Oh, that would be great if I did. Well, I've got the stats for it.
That's okay. It will always be funny when it doesn't work out how you expect it to. Okay.
Well, basically the only...
Send Shadow a picture of me drinking the tea. Okay?
Well, the only male in the group, unless the droid is going to be classed as male or whatever it feels like.
No, the droid is basically whatever it chooses to be, and most droids don't care about sex because that's what they call their meatbag thing.
Squishy meatbag nonsense, master.
So we should call you Andromedus.
Androgynous.
Androgynous, yes.
Yes. Well, considering droids can reproduce without the messiness of organics, they feel so much happier with that. They just have to build their offspring.
I was going to say, is it as fun though?
For them, yes.
The question is, does the unit have a son?
Yeah, androgyny implies multiple genders. We need not that horrible meatbag nonsense of genders. We always have been, we always will be droids forever.
For we are legion, we are one.
Okay.
Wow, last time we all networked together really ended so well.
Okay, so at the table we have Stefan.
Hello, I am playing... Pardon the cough. It's not part of the name, I assure you. Katsukiya Sukben. Funny enough, the nickname is Cough. And I'm playing the survivalist bounty hunter who is possibly slightly enabling our friend, the alcoholic.
And also has
Slightly.
this sort of thing with gambling.
No,
Yes.
slightly.
I love you!
It's alright, I love you too, but we don't admit this on camera, remember? Alright, so... I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, that's right. I'm the backup pilot. The alcoholic is the main pilot. But don't worry, it's
I think
fine.
you're the one who actually has pilot training. He's just good at it.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So
I
he's
have
technically the
training.
backup pilot. You're the one who actually is trained in it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to getting your pilot's license, you're the one who'll most likely be able to pass the test.
Yeah. But for some reason, you always fly first, and I'm backup just in case. Because I'm not always drunk.
Yeah.
I think the difference is that while you might be trained in it, she's actually good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we've had that distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people are trained in it, and some people are just naturals.
Mm.
And eventually, the naturals will become trained in it and be awesome.
Yes.
But yeah,
But that was meant to be a down the track thing.
my main goal is pretty much money. I want to find more money, get more money, make note of money.
Money.
And you'd eventually like to put money in this box and jump in it?
Yes, and then send it to my family. Not in the box though.
Send the box to your family and keep the money?
I'll decide that one later.
And then we have Kesley.
I am playing Kayana Capeweir, codename Noon. I am the technical leader, if you ask official parties. Do not want to be, but here we are. And the muscle of the group.
And amusingly, when you look at things, the person who works out as the best leader is normally the one who doesn't want to be the leader.
Exactly.
And then the person who wants to be the leader, generally not the greatest leader.
Doesn't look as leader.
Like,
So,
I'm leading! You are.
yeah, so.
And then we have the gold star, Ariadne.
Oh, yeah. I was awarded this. I earned this gold star on my forehead.
It does flash occasionally in
Sticker?
the camera.
Yes. I'm now thrown off my thingy. I am a true striker, otherwise known as Thayer. I am a skip tracer tracker type, bounty hunter, and I've decided I have black-blue hair, blue eyes, and a fit slim build. And I also am the quiet professional team player who's has family obligation and fortunately did not have to sacrifice herself to the marksman as his food supplier and is instead now risking her life with a droid that may well train me, boot camp me into death.
We shall find out.
Yes. Because we're at the boot camp, aren't we?
You are at the boot camp. So, in the storyline, you are currently going through a multi-part introduction to how the rules work, which is also got character story and background. You are doing a bounty where you are to recover the planetary governor's father from his homestead because he's been shooting people who've come to talk to him, which is not always the best thing to do. And another bunch of bounty hunters all got taken out trying to get onto his property recently.
Sorry.
And so you guys have taken the short straw and
Yeah, it's a short straw.
and have managed to get yourself onto the property itself. So, last session we had it where you had managed to speak to some droids who told you that the boot camp was going to start soon. You have gotten yourself a whole bunch of armor. And you were meeting up with the droids outside of the barracks after getting yourself ready. Each of you has put on some basic clone-ish sort of armor, sort of riot gear. Which gives you the equivalent of an extra 2 in your soak if you get hit by stuff.
Okay.
Which is very much like your padded armor.
Okay.
But technically it's the same as your padded armor. So when you normally have your soak of your brawn, you now have your brawn +2 while you're doing the training.
So unlike the Mandalorian, we cannot use our helmets to headbutt people without any consequences, and we shouldn't stand in front of any bullets.
Well, you can use your helmet to if you've got it on a belt and go swack. That works just as well.
Yeah. But,
you don't always have to wear it, and your helmet might break if you headbutt the wrong thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm concerned about.
You haven't quite gotten your Beskar made equipment yet.
No, we poor Khalid's an armourer without any materials.
Well, he does have a whole family who are looking for material.
Yes.
And let's be honest, we had Beskar covered. It just wasn't going in the right direction as us.
And you've also got to find out what happened to the old family gear that went missing, and all the armor making gear that went missing. And well, it was it didn't make it off planet.
I thought the ship blew up. That still counts as not making it off planet if the ship blew up.
The ship got disabled and crashed.
But theoretically, the Beskar is indestructible, so you could find it in amongst the ruins.
Yeah, but it's probably been taken by the Mandalorians.
Probably, yes.
And some of the gear that makes the armor might also be made out of Beskar. Because
Yep.
how can you shape something if it's weaker than what you're shaping?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't go off world. Beats me.
That's okay. Some of that will pop out on the ongoing story.
Yeah, it's not like I was organising it.
Oh, 6 o'clock meds.
Yeah.
I forgot to take them when I go
Go
back.
hurry up and take that.
Yep.
Okay, so they also offer you some training weapons.
Are there more definition to training weapons, or is this just like a fly swatter with a trigger?
You prefer a flashlight or a trigger?
No, I just want to know what their version of training weapons are.
Okay, so the droids put before you a I basically say a blaster pistol, a blaster rifle, and a stun grenade.
Each
So
or total?
you have a choice between one of each of those for your character.
So we can choose no weapons and a stun grenade,
Mm-hmm.
or a blaster pistol,
Yep.
or a blaster rifle.
Yep.
Interesting that someone would go.
No heavy blaster rifle.
No heavy blaster rifle.
Can I? Is this like? Never mind. Yeah. Okay.
And each of the weapons has been modified for stun only.
Okay, that's probably
Okay.
why. I don't think the heavy blaster rifle can go stun, can it?
The heavy blaster heavy blaster rifle cannot go stun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why there's no heavy weapons.
So we're given a selection of weapons.
Yep. So
Choose from?
they give you 3 weapons to choose from.
I'll go for the blaster.
Okay. So you have the basic blaster. So you can look that up, Ross.
So there was basic blaster. There was
A basic rifle
a basic rifle.
and a stun grenade.
I would go for the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
What stat is used for grenade throwing?
Grenade throwing
Agility.
uses a ranged light.
Range light. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that.
What would the rifle use? Say
Ranged
heavy?
heavy.
I would take the rifle.
Oh, so even though it's not a heavy class weapon,
It's
counts
still-
as heavy?
It's a big weapon, and all big weapons are considered heavy weapons,
Right,
unless it's a
that's
really
right.
big weapon, in which case it's a gunnery weapon.
So it's called big heavy.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
It is
So-
the blaster rifle,
Yeah, that's how they do it. I
blaster
forgot
rifle,
about that.
and the skill for it is ranged heavy.
Oh,
yeah.
ranged heavy. Sorry.
Alright.
Yeah.
I got that skill, so I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the
I
rifle.
thought it was just I thought it was just normal range light.
No,
Oh, I figured I got
the heavy blaster pistol is
Here,
the
you do that.
strongest
Yeah, I thought I
of the
did,
ranged light weapons.
Okay, well I'd go for the blaster rifle if it's because I'm skilled with heavy. If it's able to use heavy.
Okay. Okay, so the question is with... there's no problem for one because it's not too heavy. The heavy blaster rifle requires a strength 3 to operate.
How do you know what strength you've got?
It's
I've got a brawn of 3.
Brawn.
Brawn, yeah.
I've got a brawn of 2. Does that mean I can't lift the rifle?
Well, that's why we don't have the heavy blaster rifle. We have the
Oh,
blaster
okay.
rifle.
Alright, so I can do the rifle.
And the bigger the weapon, the harder it is to run about with.
I might take the stun grenade.
Yep, so you've got the stun grenade.
Yeah, but I want to use my combat knife and stun grenade.
Okay, so you brought a weapon onto the
Well,
base?
that's right, we're not allowed to bring weapons, so I didn't have it with me. Fine, I'll just go with my stun grenade.
Okay. So, Ross has got the rifle. What has Piper taken?
Piper would have. I'm going to go for the pistol, thank you.
Okay, you pick up a pistol. And what does the droid take? David may be busy, so he'll come back when he's got a chance.
Oh, sorry. No, you say again. I was a bit distracted.
All
What were
good.
you asking, sorry?
So, would you like a blaster pistol, a blaster rifle, or a stun grenade?
Jesus, B1 is participating here.
I believe so.
Yep, he's participating in this.
Fantastic. Blaster rifle, please.
Okay, you get the blaster rifle. Though it is stun setting only, which means that it doesn't do long range, it only does short range.
Yeah, Roger. That's not a problem as long as I'm not going to hit anything, but I sure am going to shoot.
What is...
Sugar.
Sugar.
Oh, that's cute.
Does that mean we actually have penalties
wow.
with short range?
This
No, it
This
does.
gives me some fantastic memories of times past.
You don't actually get penalties with short ranged in Star Wars
Okay.
for most of it. Though I will have to look at the GM screen wherever I put it.
Is that it underneath the diary there?
No, that's
is that it?
that's it over there.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of if we get into close combat.
So I need to look
Because
up...
there are penalties for certain different things. So the base thing of if you're engaged with someone and you've got a heavy weapon, you have +2 dice to your difficulty to hit someone with it.
Yeah.
Whereas the difference is if you have a gunnery weapon, you cannot use it if you're engaged with someone. So the only real gunnery weapon in the blasters is the heavy repeating blaster, which is the thing they set up in Hoth to try to shoot at the Millennium Falcon.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing you've got that you can't use in any sort of melee. So that's not too bad.
Is that what Heavy's carrying around?
No, heavy would be carrying around most likely the light repeating blaster instead of the heavy repeating blaster, which does require a strength of 4 to carry.
Mm-hmm.
They are quite nasty weapons. So, as a comparison, your blaster rifle will do 9 damage, your blaster pistol will do 6 damage, and your stun grenade will do 8. So there is a difference between all those different things. I will have those things ready for when we're using it. Okay.
So I don't need to look up the stats you were... Okay.
We'll worry about it when we get there. Okay, so now that you've picked your ranged weapon, the droids then move you over to a different selection of items. You can now choose between brass knuckles, a combat knife, or a gaffy stick.
What's a gaffy stick?
A gaffy stick is what the Sand people were using on Tatooine.
Hmm.
It's basically a bladed, piercing, bludgeoning weapon. Very utilitarian, and because it's not made from electronics, you can beat someone to the pulp with it without actually worrying about damaging the weapon.
I want that one.
Knuckles.
Can I carry the rifle and the gamby stick?
Technically you can, but you need both hands to use either.
Okay.
So basically you'd sling whichever one you're not using.
Okay.
Or drop the stick, pull off the rifle from the sling.
That's 100% my plan.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I'd get a lot more out of the stick than I would the brass knuckles.
Pardon me.
So I might go the gamby stick as well.
That is perfectly fine.
Is I saying that right?
Gaffy.
Gaffy stick.
Gaffi. And stick spelt like stick.
I wrote sticky.
Which is very amusing considering Star Wars, they could really have come up with some other sort of word for the word stick, which they do for nearly every other technology.
Yeah.
But I just love the odd way out they have doing something. Like for axe, it's AX, not AXE.
Interesting.
So it's just amusing how they do that. And one of the other ones that they actually spell correctly is truncheon.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Okay, so now that you've
I'll also go for a gaffy stick as well, since I'm familiar with that one, since I've been on Tatooine.
It would not just be Tatooine, it would be any form of tribe will have something similar, just that it's become so iconic with the Sand people from a player perspective that that's what they use as the example. So it would be basically a tribal multi-purpose weapon. It's always best to have a weapon that does 3 different styles of attacks instead of having 3 different weapons.
I'll go down the knuckles one because being a barroom brawler, I seem to be very good at that. So.
That's why I provided things of different styles so people were given that opportunity.
Yeah, I give myself a lot of fights when I have too many drinks. So.
That's the gaffy stick.
Yeah, no, as soon as he said the thing that the
Yeah.
sand people use, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I just didn't know what it was called.
That's why I
they're
describe
pretty
things.
lethal because I was watching one being used recently.
Mandalorian.
Mark.
Mandalorian. And yeah, it was pretty
True.
pretty scary.
Or you just watch some Maori documentaries.
Yep.
Oh yeah, some of them are pretty amazing. So Mark, Stefan was asking you a question.
Yes, Stefan?
Do you have the stats for brass knuckles?
I don't.
I can give
Oh,
them to
no.
you if you want.
Yeah, well, hang on to it when we need it. We'll see how we go. But
Yes,
I saw brawl in one of my skill sets, so yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought would be perfect for Piper. You know, she gets in at brawls occasionally, and you know, certain people have to pull her out of brawls occasionally. Like,
Yeah, that's why
like
I've got
yeah.
some skill in it. You know, lots of years of
Pull me out.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you've each been assigned the weapons by the droid. They're basically checking to see, and they're making notes on each of you for your choices.
Interesting.
Well, hey, it is a training exercise, and part of the training exercise is choice.
Well, it's a tough choice between the brass knuckles and the gaffy stick because the brass knuckles technically I can use while still having the rifle maybe, but maybe I have to sling the rifle
It's
anyway.
also two different skills. So the brass
Yeah.
knuckle uses brawling,
Yeah.
the gaffy stick uses melee.
Yeah, I think I'm more a melee type person.
The other thing is you can use the gaffy stick to poke things too.
Yeah. I'm a, even though women are strong and stuff like that, I'm aware that distance is my friend.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
stick means I can keep them at stick distance.
So now that you've all had a chance to pick up some weapons, the droid then challenges each of you to disassemble and reassemble the technological weapons you've picked up.
Okay.
So, starting off with Stefan,
Okay.
it's actually going to give you an education test
Sure.
on field stripping your
Need dice.
field stripping your weapon.
And now these are individual rolls, aren't they? They are.
They are going to be individual rolls.
Okay. So
Things still a bit chaotic here with me rearranging things.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a time limit on stripping these weapons?
It is a single check, which means yes. If you fail the check, you don't succeed.
what's the difficulty?
No, I mean, so we can't take our time with it as such.
You do not get any bonuses for taking your time.
Do you get another go at it later?
While they are basically testing each of you on a thing, and depending on
Figuring out
how
what
you
we
go,
need to-
that's what they say how you
You
do.
need to learn.
Standard
Okay,
difficulty.
so I will make it 2.
Yep.
I just need to get my other book so I can write stuff down. Just got everything piled up.
Do you need assistance?
Wow.
Is that something I can get for you?
Oh, I can get it.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm just
Stretch
trying not to knock
arms,
myself
saved
out.
you again.
How well did you do?
Flat nothing.
Let nothing? Okay, so...
What does that mean?
So I had 2 advantages and 2 threats, which cancel each other out. So
So-
it's a flat nothing.
So
It's
nothing
not
happens.
good. It's not bad. I probably may have maybe done the
So-
task, but it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I just did the
You
task.
just did an average version of the
Yeah.
task.
Or it could be I missed a part or something. I don't know. It's entirely up to the GM, really.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, because you didn't get a success, it is considered a failure.
There you go.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ow.
So I probably did the whole what is it?
And did you get, so you got a flat nothing on the thing, so basically they start the clock on him, it ticks, tick, 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 and then an alarm goes off while he's still trying to disassemble the grenade.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He hasn't actually managed to get anything off, it still looks as if he's still she's still starting.
Gotcha.
That's okay.
Okay, so that the first person manages to get a beep, and then it moves on to Kesley.
Alrighty.
Kayana?
Is that an education?
It is an education role.
So what
Okay,
are you
I don't
rolling?
have anything in that, so.
So what's your
And your character has the rifle.
Yes.
The 2. So you be rolling 2 greens, I believe, for your skill.
Okay.
So your characteristics. And then
Alright.
2 purples.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Cool. So that cancels that one. So you've got 2 failures and 2 advantage.
Okay. Okay, so you managed to actually pull part of it apart before you finish. And so the next person who is doing the strip of the rifle will get a blue dice on their check.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! That's good.
So Ariadna, going around the table.
She's doing the rifle.
Yes.
What's your... Are you trained in education?
No.
Okay, so then it'd be the same roll. What's your your intelligence?
2.
Yep, so same roll.
And she also
except
gets the blue dice as well.
Yes.
Because you've just watched someone else try to field strip the rifle and you've got an idea of where to start.
Okay. Problem is I don't know what any of that means, so I don't know if this is good or not.
Martin can see it from there. I can't see it from here, so.
Can you see all that?
Let's see, you've got so that and that all cancel out. So you got 2 advantages as well.
What does that mean?
Meaning you failed to strip the rifle, but you give the next person a blue dice on the check for a rifle.
Okay. I had a slightly off question. I just noticed here that I don't have melee, but I do have brawl. Would I have been better off choosing the knuckles?
You could go either way.
I could go either way.
Yeah. Just because you have the skill doesn't mean you can't try using something else.
Okay, alright.
If you want to try the versatility of the staff, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to get in close and personal, that's the knuckles are you are basically in their space.
I'd prefer not to be in their space if I can.
That is fine.
So, yes,
I
alright.
figured I was, like, that was what I already did, so I wanted to use this training
To
to
improve
diversify.
areas, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the other thing I was thinking, like, if I've already got brawl, maybe I need to build up my melee.
So Ross, I believe you also have the rifle.
Yes.
Would you like someone here to roll for you?
Yes, so it'll be 2 greens for me.
Yep.
Because my education is the same as my mechanics.
And you still get a blue as well because of
Yep.
thanks to Ariadna.
2 purples?
2 purple.
Oh.
So you got a failure with no additional help for people.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How did we pass Mandalorian Academy? Like,
It's
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to get rid of us.
Remember the statement was you are not the best of the best.
But we are there.
God, I
Yeah.
hope we learn something from this boot camp.
And
Like, I hope we come out being able to disassemble the rifle.
Like, I know we're here on a job, but, like...
Could you please teach
so
us?
Mark, you had the pistol, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I believe you have 4 green dice. Or
Yeah,
3
so
green.
what, intellectual 3, but no still.
Okay, so 3 green dice. No blue dice, but 2 purple.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
but
you
trust
just
them.
want the... Yep.
Oh, why can't I do this for
because saying teacher sensei before we kill you sensei goes down so well.
Mm. Well, we weren't planning to kill him.
him.
Okay, so they cancel out. And Mark managed to get 3 successes.
Oh!
Yeah!
So Piper has this outstanding thing of showing everyone exactly how it's done.
Just not even looking.
But
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
pistol, not a rifle, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah! You should have given me alcohol order.
Martin, can I, while I do that, can I actually look at the droid while I do that, but not look at what I'm doing at the same time? Or is that too late to do that now?
Sure, you do this outstanding. I look at it and could you throw a black dice into the panel?
Yeah, that's fair enough. I asked for that.
As he's slightly
Well, I guess
distracted
that
while
makes
showing
the
off.
Droid's turn, doesn't it?
Okay, so you actually take one strain while doing it because
I can live with that.
you managed to jam part of the gun into your hand.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Skills to pay
Show
the bills.
I know. You know, I can't help it with my characters, so.
Okay, and I believe David has the rifle.
Yes, that's correct. Would mechanics help in this?
It would not. It's basically just a simple pull it apart, put it back together again. Not actually. Well, technically mechanics could help with this because you're the only one with it. So your mechanics is 2, so you have 2 yellow and 3 green.
Is this an intellect?
It is a intellect in that response for mechanics. Yes.
Cool. So will that stack with mechanics and intellect?
Yes, it is. You get the yellow dice for each. So when you actually do your dice pool, the yellow dice are the upgraded dice. You get as many dice as you have in the higher of the skill or the attribute, and you get as many yellow dice as the lower of the two between the skill and the attribute. And the yellow dice are the important dice.
Yeah, so 2 mechanics, 5 intellect.
Yep. So that represents 2 yellow and 3 green. So, Kesley, would you like to roll for that?
Okay. Let's see how they go.
Stand aside, meatbag.
Let's laugh if you screw it up.
Okay, so overall you got 3 successes.
I feel disappointed that the droid beat me.
That usually happens.
B1 looks with the typical no droid emotion directly at Piper after it has completed the task and has no reaction.
Okay.
I sigh. Okay.
I'm sure he's grinning if he had a mouth.
Okay, so now that they've shown your native skill on doing it with pulling apart items, they then pull out a field kit and show you how you can actually do it with a field kit. Considering the droid itself has attachments that allow it to manipulate things, which is why I gave him mechanics instead of just education. He does have inbuilt medical kit on him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that was why everyone else was doing it with education, David. They had no tools. Okay, so you get shown through the basics of cleaning, which takes you about an hour or so of droids telling you how to suck eggs. With the whole lot, we all know all this, and it's so much easier when you have a kit that is click pop, click pop, click pop.
Yeah.
And it sort of showcases why you have a toolkit with you on your base of operations, or someone carries it with them.
Yep. Just grumbling. Feels like we're back in Mandalorian Academy.
Okay, so for your next training exercise, they get you to showcase how well you can strike a training dummy. They actually have a dummy up front, and they start off with our first cab off the rank. Previously, his first cab off the rank again.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So you've got the gaffy stick.
No, I've got brass knuckles and
Brass
stun
knuckles.
grenade. So am I testing the brass knuckles?
You're showing how good you are with the brass knuckles against a
Right.
training dummy.
Okay. So I have one of these. And
It is
one of
against
these.
2 purple.
2 purple.
That is the basic check.
Yep. Oh, wow. That's amazing. It's a flat nothing again.
Oh,
Okay, so Piper steps up and that does a big wind up and misses the target.
Not Piper.
Oh, not Piper, sorry.
Katkia.
Hey, yeah, I'm a bit better than that. Thank you.
Wrong person. We'll see how that one goes.
That's fine.
We have
Katkia.
Katkia actually step up,
Yeah.
swing and miss,
That's fine.
showing us all how it's not done.
Yep.
Then we have, making sure I get the name right, Kayana,
Yeah.
step up with, and you've got the gaffy stick,
Yep. So that's. What do I
using melee.
Let's have a look.
So I
So,
have- I don't have
you have
anything
none in
there.
melee, but you have 4 brawn.
Yeah.
So, oh no, hang on, your melee, yeah, uses brawn, so.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna be so screwed.
Well, this is basically showing people the basics of combat when you actually go and do it. You know what to expect.
Okay.
Okay, so you managed to get 3 successes.
Nice.
So you see
So
Kayana
you kick ass with the gaffy.
step in and bend the neck of the training dummy off to the side with a nice crunching sound,
Nice.
which basically registers as a kill shot.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I continue to be impressed.
Okay, then they bring up
Gaffy.
Thea.
Sorry, I'm lowering the bar
I'm
so
with
everyone
the-
else looks better.
Before
That's what
Silver
it
Gaffy.
is. Yes.
But I don't have any melee and I've only got 2 bronze. I'm
So-
guessing 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yep.
Slowly catching.
Okay, so
I still don't know what that means.
I think.
okay, so that the little explosion is considered a success, and that is cancelled out by the white triangle. Then the little wreath is considered an advantage, and the little circle with all the little dots in it is considered the disadvantage. So they cancel each other out. So you ended up with a failure all up. And you basically managed to not succeed in hitting the target in any great sense of the word.
I take one great swing at it and end up on my ass.
Well, it doesn't look as bad as it could have been
Yeah.
because you didn't actually end up with a disadvantage. So it could be worse. Then Ross, what is your melee item?
Mine's a gaffy stick.
Okay, so you walk in as well for the gaffy stick.
Yeah, I've got 3 brawn.
You got so 3 green. Do you have
Yep.
any melee?
No.
So 3 brawn, 3 green versus 2 purple. Okay, so you managed to walk out with 1 failure and 1 advantage.
What does that mean?
So basically, you managed to feel good about yourself even though you missed the target. You did a nice sort of
A cool spin.
flare style swinging around.
Yeah, basically
and
I swung too soon, so I missed it.
so it just grazes the target without even scoring a point.
Does this mean I have to give up my gold star?
Can I
Oh, yes.
can I interrupt you with a fairly decent example of something like that?
Yep.
So you may have made an impact. It may have really done absolutely no damage with no force. However, you looked incredibly good at doing it while you were doing it. The wind was in your face. Your hair swished behind you elegantly. You landed perfectly on the return, but you did absolutely nothing.
Sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
like
looked
those karate demonstrations when they're showing off before they actually
Exactly.
hit anyone.
Yes.
Okay, and then we move on
Precisely
to
that.
Mark. Mark, so you have the brass knuckles or the gaffy stick?
I have the brass knuckles. Now, I'm reading on my character sheet here. I've got a brawn of 2, but under skills I've got a combat brawn of 2 and melee of 1. I'm not
So
sure if that's incorrect on my sheet.
There might be a brawl of 2 instead of brawn.
Brawl, okay, so I've got a brawl of 2, but I've got a melee of 1 there, so.
Okay, so that means he has 2 yellow dice
Okay.
and 2 purple dice.
Wait, here's a brawn of 2.
Yep.
But a brawl of 1.
He has a brawl of 2
A brawl of
Yep.
2.
and a melee of 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, melee
I'm
doesn't
good
come
at
into
bam,
effect for
bam,
both.
bam.
Yeah, I know that's why he was bringing it up.
Okay.
Yep. I'll put that. Update my character in that one. So.
Okay.
Oh
so-
yeah. I just read it wrong. That's my apology. I read it wrong.
So
I get it right.
that
Cancels
they cancel out.
that.
So you managed to get 2 successes and a threat, which is the disadvantage. So you go in, you show exactly how it's done with a great big smash to the face.
Wow.
And
Well
while you're gloating at it to the droid, the thing comes back and smacks you in the face in return, giving you 1 wound to your wound threshold.
Wow.
Can
That
I hit
was impressive.
I was going to say, can it when swing through on the back when I move through, it turns around and hit me on the arse and I get a bruise on my arse. Is that better?
That will work just as well.
Cool. Gotcha. So 1 room. Okay, gotcha.
It's like those boxing clowns that you like put water in.
Minor trauma detected.
I think they're called.
Yeah, I got a straight in a wound so far. I'm doing well. So there you go.
Okay, so David, you've been brought up to show them how it's done. So, what is your character using, a gaffy stick or brass knuckles?
Yappy stick. And as he approaches, he says, "My motivators are not configured for this sort of interaction."
So, I believe you have 1 green versus 2 purple.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No. Okay. Is that cancels?
Okay, so as you swing it, you manage to rebound off the dummy and smack yourself in the face with the gaffy stick, taking 1 damage.
Oh.
Wow, at least I hit something.
Now Piper is in the corner laughing herself stupid right now. Just put it out there. Okay?
Well, you do know that B1 droids aren't all noted for their ability to do
I'll laugh
combat.
myself stupid, but I'm going ow at the same time. Okay.
B1 looks to Piper, raises its blaster, and
No.
does not move in any way.
As soon as I look back up after going ow, I look up and go. I just stunned bunny look kind of go, sorry.
I feel like Mr. Chuckles is just living up to his name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he does have a small dent in his forehead from where the gaffy stick hit it.
Oh no.
That can be buffed out.
Yeah.
One of many covering his entire chassis.
Well, it's the only shiny part is where it hit him in the forehead.
That's right.
Every other part of him is sort of a dull, dirty look. You still haven't got around to doing
his
the
voice completely
oil
changes.
bath.
His voice completely changes and turns to a monotone version of how he's been talking previously, and says, "This is much more tactically efficient."
Okay, and for the third and final test of your skills before you get sent out on your training exercise, you get taken to a field range for actually firing your weapons.
Okay.
Okay, so how does that end?
And they have moving targets, floating droids floating around, and you've got to hit them with your weapons set on stun.
Yeah, but I have a grenade.
I know.
Okay.
And as they're all within close, let's see. I believe you can actually throw
Is it engaged, close, short? No, engaged.
engaged, short,
Engaged,
close.
short. I can't remember.
Because basically it's engaged, short, medium, long, extreme.
That's right. Yeah.
So all of you would be in short because of the stun weapons do not fire beyond short.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the limitations. So yes, you can actually throw your grenade.
Okay.
So you get to do a ranged light.
Yeah. I'll watch this fail. All right.
This is one where most people should shine because it is 1 purple.
1 purple. Oh, okay.
Does my willpower count for anything when I'm fighting?
Other things beside the actual hitting things, there are other checks that those account for.
Okay. So I'm like, I've got all this willpower. I don't know that it's going to help me.
What does athletics come under, just out of curiosity? Like, does athletics help in terms of throwing power? Or?
It doesn't help in terms of throwing power, it does for different checks.
Okay, don't worry about it then. I thought it might have helped my throwing this further, but... I actually did something for once.
Woohoo!
1 success and 3 advantage.
Okay, gotta check who that was in a moment. So you got 1 success and 3 advantage?
Yeah. So, I'll boost the next person, if I may.
Unfortunately, no one else is using grenades.
Oh, yeah. I think 3 advantages, no, 4 is crit, so what do I do with 3?
3 on the grenade is... I don't think you can crit on a grenade, but I will check.
No, I don't think you can.
You cannot crit on a grenade.
No.
But you do have this amazing hit with the grenade.
Okay.
It flows along, hits it and goes boom, and takes down the target.
Cool.
Which is more than you would have expected otherwise.
Well, yes, I was expecting to drop it at my feet and get myself, but...
Just checking to see if we have someone else popping in to say that they can join in. No, we don't. Okay, so I believe Mark just sent me a message.
Sorry, no, it's just a Star Wars joke for later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but it did pop up. I was just wondering if it was the getting back to us saying she could join in.
No, sorry about that. Do apologise, mate.
Okay, so we've now seen what someone can do with a grenade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what Kayana can do with a rifle.
Okay.
So it is ranged heavy.
Ranged heavy. So I have 1.
You have 1
Sorry.
rank in it.
I have 1 rank in ranged heavy.
Yep, so
and
that's a
then
yellow.
That's a yellow
3
dice.
agility.
Then you
Yep,
get
so
2 green,
greens,
Okay.
and then 1
and
purple.
then it's 1 purple.
Okay. Cool.
So this is where all of the Mandalorian should shine.
Yeah. Keyword show.
I did say should. Okay, so you managed to get 4 advantages,
Yeah.
1 failure.
and you failed to hit the target, but you were tracking it perfectly. You figured out all the trajectory, and then the training droid changed it just before you fired.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess it wanted you to actually try to see how you went. So you ended up with a bonus for the next person, giving them an idea of exactly what's going to happen of 2 blue dice.
Perfect.
Ooh, 2 blue,
Oh.
nice.
Because
Yep.
there were
4
4.
advantage, yeah.
Okay, so Ariadna, you get
So I've got, this is heavy range.
heavy
yeah?
range. Yes.
I've got 2 in that.
You've got 2 in that, so you end up with 2 yellow.
Yep.
2 yellow.
And I don't believe you have any in... Your agility is 2,
Yep,
so you don't get any
So-
green. You have 1 purple,
Yep.
Yep.
and you have 2 blue.
That's your hand. Oh, sorry,
So this is a comparison of you range versus you melee.
That's pretty
2
good.
Success. 1
Yep, that's pretty good. Oh, okay, yep. Okay. So that becomes 3 success, 1 threat. Sorry, 3
Yeah.
success, 1 threat.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay, so your character ends up with 1 strain from the struggle of trying to hit it, but you do manage to hit multiple targets.
Yay! I did something!
So you hit 3 targets in the training exercise.
3 targets?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you, say, get more success and get too much threat, you could fire, for example, then your gun jams. So you still succeeded, but bad things still happen.
I can keep my gold star.
Okay, so then it moves on to Ross. How many
Yep.
dice do you have?
I've got 1 yellow and 1 green.
1 yellow and 1 green, and I will give the 2 blue to this one as well, because someone has told them the rough it's going and throw in the purple.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So that. So if I'm right, That cancels that.
Yep. So you end up with success and 2 advantages. So you managed to get one of the targets. Okay. Next person up is Mark. What is your range light?
0.
And what is your agility is 4, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
So that means you have 4 green and a purple. And I'll give you 1 blue left over from Ross's shot. Because they changed most of it after you managed to get 2 rounds out of it.
Yeah, I've got a pistol as well, by the way.
Yeah. That is using the pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not doing damage with this.
Cool.
Alright.
Okay, so we ended up with
Right? So that cancels that, right?
cancels out that. Yep. So you ended up with 4 advantages.
Caramel hokey pokey. It is very sweet, so you may not want all 4 pieces. I'm pretty sure this is gluten free, Stefan.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's anything natural in it, to be honest. But eat at your own risk. I can
Okay.
get you the packet.
Okay, so
It's got glucose syrup for the honeycomb.
Glucose syrup?
Yeah.
Well, that's not gluten though, right?
No.
It's refined enough that it's not.
and then we have David. I don't believe you have any heavy weapons. So that means
That's
you would be 2 green, 1 purple, and 1 blue.
Yeah, roger.
Roger, Roger. Oh look, I'm getting the voice now too.
3 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay, so you managed to get 3 targets.
Jesus.
Right?
That'd be the first time in the history of the
Success.
universe that a B1's actually shot well.
And you managed to show just exactly how the droids managed to stand up against the clones.
I don't know if you can read that.
By lots and lots of firepower. Like, he might have hit 3 times, but I'm pretty sure he shot about 73 times.
Yeah, but if one of those hits count, it still counts, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's how we're going.
Doesn't matter how much ammo you use, as long as you hit once, it's okay.
Yep.
Well, if you take
I
out the
hit that
opponent,
like
it doesn't
I hit
matter
that
how
Gungan
many.
during that battle on Naboo.
You like hitting Gungans, don't you? Do you want a drink?
Is there anything better to do with a
Hot,
Gungan?
cold? Like I can do your tea.
Okay, so yes, you managed to get through with a few awards for showing that you could actually do some basic survival yourself.
Right.
They say that at least 2 of you know how to strip a weapon without having a toolkit. And they say you don't always have the luxury of tools in a survival situation. So if you're gun jammed on the battlefield and you don't know how to pull it apart without a toolkit, you might end up not having a gun but just a club.
Or your knuckles.
And then they say that the basic premise of going in close with someone is actually hitting them. And apparently some of you understood that, but others were more focused on the build-up and not the delivery.
I'm still rubbing my ass, by the way, through the sore ass tool. So.
Peppermint? Yep. Did you want to taste it?
Oh, yes, please.
And
do you have
then
a
they say
fruit?
most of you show a ability with
Green tea,
hitting
green tea,
targets.
lemon, Peppermint.
Green tea.
Though some of you are more adept at finding where the targets are than actually hitting them.
Did I actually hit anything? Oh, I can't remember. Sorry.
Piper missed everything.
I look and go, I still tracked it well, I thought to myself, and I go, But I'm very impressed by Dr. Chuckles because he's actually hitting things for once. So.
And he got the award with trying to remember all names. Thea for the most targets.
They are.
Yes, they are. So yes, they then go through what you already understand about using ranged weapons, and give you another lecture that almost puts you to sleep.
Hmm.
These are the sort of things you learnt while you were little kids on Mandalore.
Hey, were we allowed to bring any food or alcohol into this thing at all? Can't remember if we were allowed to bring anything on monitor with us.
You did bring the food that you had allocated for the guide. You just start eating it.
No. I was just wondering if I brought a bottle of wine with me because I'm starting to get a bit over this lecture kind of thing of how to shoot things properly. That's all. But that's okay. I probably didn't if I wasn't allowed to. So.
Well,
I'm looking very strange.
It's a good thing droids can't sleep, because this would be boring.
Your armor doesn't have pockets for hiding things in.
That's okay. I looked very, very strained and going, just trying to keep awake after all this kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Okay, so
Master, why would you say something so rude?
I didn't say anything. I just looked that way. That's all, Dr. Chapples.
They then
Master, you look bored. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, good. The droid then says you're ready for your final training assessment. How well you work together as a team. So they take you to a door and say they will meet you on the other side of the room. And they don't give you any other instructions beyond that. As they shut a door behind you, giving you time to prepare before it opens.
We're in an escape room?
So is it like a room with vents or what's
You're in a room with 2 doors.
Okay.
And it's just big enough for all 7 of you to stand in.
That's all.
Now, this door, this room I'm going to go walk into, is there any windows to look through to that room? Or
none whatsoever.
Analyzing.
Okay.
We can't even take tactical positions at this point because we're all squished up next to each other. Like, what kind of training is this where you can't even open a door in tactical positions?
Well, when you don't know what the challenge is.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe how to get out of an elevator that's too small for 7 of you. Maybe that's the real training.
B1's voice immediately changes back to the monotone thing that he said before, and explains, analyzing.
What's your thoughts here, Dr. Chapel?
Get through the door.
Did you want to go first?
Yeah, so I think you should
I
go
just need to
first.
use your head as a battering ram.
I've got nowhere to walk away from him right now because I'm stuck in the elevator, but anyway. I'm going to try to, I don't know if I can do this, basically, we're all in an elevator. Can we squat so some of us are up tall and some are down the bottom by the level? Or
You can.
How much room do we have in this elevator?
So basically, there's enough room for about 10 people to stand in.
Okay.
And you've got 7 in there. But
Analysis complete. More data required.
So are the people at the front with guns squatting and people at the
so
back? I don't know.
the doors are so you can. It's basically enough for you to fit 2 people in front of the doors, 2 people behind them, and the other ones either side of the door.
Okay.
Piper's happy to. I'm happy to stay in front, but I'm going to squat kind of thing, so not stand straight up, if that's okay. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So I'll have my pistol at the ready, kind of in one hand, ready at the ready. But I'm happy to open the. Is the
I'll
door
stand
does it
behind
go-
Piper with my gun at the ready.
Yeah. Did the door open inwards or outwards, kind of thing?
The door slides into the wall. It's Star
Okay.
Wars.
Okay.
But very few doors actually open inwards or outwards.
That's right. Sorry, I keep getting with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, when you start casting Magic Missile, we'll know you completely missed the plot.
Please attempt to actuate the door.
Yep.
I'll be kneeling with rifle.
Fine.
Okay, so we've got in front we have Piper and Kayana. So who's behind them?
I'm behind Piper
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
with my rifle at the ready.
I guess I'll be at the back with a stun grenade.
Well, you could also be off to the side.
I thought.
I think it'd probably be better if you're off to the side. I'll be in the
Yeah.
back with
Okay.
the rifle
Alright,
ready as
I'll go
well.
for the side then.
Because you have 4 people, well, 4 people with rifles, 1 with a pistol and 1 with a stun grenade.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the short range people would have
Everyone
Be at
short
front.
range.
Yeah.
sorry, engaged range. Thank you.
Okay, so while you set yourself up, you hear a beep start coming in through a speaker in the roof. And the beeps start getting closer, so you think it's counting down.
Okay.
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 Does it
Either
sound
it's a
good?
countdown or we're in a timer.
You notice B1 starts hiding behind whoever it is that's standing.
Okay.
Does it?
Just looking up the right skill to use here, because
And you're assuming we have skills here.
Okay. So at this stage, each of you gets to make a vigilance check to see how quick you are to react when things actually happen.
Okay.
I've got some skills in that one. Woohoo!
I've got perception.
This is vigilance. It's a
I do
specific,
not.
It's a
Yeah,
specific
it's,
skill
oh.
that falls under
That's one I'd
willpower.
like to get one day, but
That falls
What's the
under,
difficulty?
falls under willpower. The difficulty will be 2 purple.
2 standard, yep. Alright. See what terrible rolls I get. That counts as that. That's bad actually. 2 success, 3 advantage.
Okay, so you got 2 successes
And 3 advantage.
and 3 advantages. Okay, so how does Kayana go with her check?
You've each got vision, so you get a yellow. What's your willpower?
It's just
2. So that's your roll.
Cool. 2 successes, 2 disadvantage.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Okay, so yes, as that would go, if in an order of things, so far at the moment, we would be having Kadiaka would go before you because they got the better of the rolls.
Yep.
And then Ariadne would have 4
Yeah, 4 green, 2 purple.
and 2 purple. So this is generally
Do you
how you
want to
determine who goes first in most engagements
Gotcha.
when you're surprised.
Okay.
That cancels.
Because you haven't set up.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Look at that.
2 success, 2 advantage.
you guys seem happy, and I'm like, it looks like all the other rolls.
Because these.
That cancels out completely.
Okay.
And then you get those.
Are they good?
It's always good to
The
have positive
green is
stuff.
good.
Green
So,
is good. Okay, cool.
it's normally done by the number of successes, then followed by the number of advantages,
And-
determines who goes first. So
Okay.
if you get disadvantages, the disadvantages will
Puts you
put
behind.
you down. And I also count the failures also put you further behind.
Okay.
So that gives a good option of how you're doing it. So what is our assassin's
Willpower?
vigilance?
Vigilance.
So Ross.
Yep, I've got 1 yellow and 1 green.
Okay.
So were we in an elevator, did you say?
People have said elevator. It's a room with 2
It's just
doors
a
either
room.
side.
It's just a
with
ready
2
room,
doors.
basically.
Okay.
Nothing.
A ready room?
So you got nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's the room before.
So Ross, you managed to get a straight blank. And
I'll I've just got 1 vigilance, 2 cunning.
So vigilance is willpower, not cunning.
Oh, sorry, willpower, sorry. What did I say? 1 vigilance, 2 willpower, apologies, mate. Sorry.
Okay, so it is 1 yellow, 1 green,
Yep.
and then the 2 purple.
Crossing fingers. Now, I'm looking at Martin's face when he looks at this. If he smiles, then I'm in trouble.
So
I'm in
you
trouble.
ended up with 1 advantage and 1 failure. No, just 1 advantage.
Yeah, just one advantage.
Okay, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay.
So in that means you would actually go before the assassin. And then David's character has... how much do we have in willpower for his character? I do happen to have it over here, so that makes it easy. Okay, he has nothing in that, so he gets 2 green versus the 2 purple.
So this is like initiative in
This
D&D?
is like initiative in D&D, but interesting things can happen during initiative because it can change positioning, give you an option to act before other things happen.
One success.
So you got 1 success.
So did I get 2 successes?
You did get 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay.
So if you were to then order this, then Stefan would end up being first, then Ariadne would end up being second, then Kesley would end up being third, then David would end up being fourth, then Mark would end up being fifth, and Ross would end up being sixth.
Okay.
Based on
The rules.
how you done it. Though in an actual combat situation, you can lay those all out as the initiative options, and then choose which character takes each of those initiative options as they pop up. You've created that opening, and then you get to allocate that to whichever character you wish to on your team. Whereas the opposite team has a similar sort of thing. They will roll up and they will go in their groups for those sort of things. Just so you had some idea of exactly how that happened. And now,
So I could give my initiative to, say,
Someone else.
Mark or
Yep.
Ross.
whoever you deem most appropriate for the effect, and not knowing exactly when the others are going to go makes it a bit harder for you. Let me see as I pull out some decent opponents for you.
Because that's not scary at all.
Right.
He didn't just say opponents, it was decent opponents.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, in a training exercise, you don't really want things that you can take down without thinking about.
Let me just start writing on my backup character.
Have some
Okay.
confidence in yourself. Just throw the robot in front
You
of
will
you.
earn your gold star as well. Don't worry.
Okay, so as the doors open with a very quick pop, I will actually need 1 yellow, 2 green, and the 2 purple to represent when they actually go on their initiative. Okay, so they ended up with 1 success and 1 advantage. Where did I write it down? So in with that sort of role, they would go after, before David. Okay, so the doors open and you find yourself in a big open field, open to the sky. And you see in front of you, spaced around the area, 5 security droids. 6 security droids. 1 for each of you, technically. And they are spread out. And they each have built-in blaster pistols.
And are they facing us or away?
They are all facing you with weapons ready.
And what range?
They are currently at short range.
Okay.
So everything's within short range. And the exit on the other side of the room is at medium range.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming it's a range, seeing as it's open to the air.
It is open to the sky, yes.
Oh, to the sky. So there's no roof, but there is wall.
Yeah, there
Like
are
a
walls.
Colosseum.
Ah,
Sort of thing.
Okay, yep.
And you can see above the other exit a viewing platform with the droid who had put you in there.
Okay.
Okay, so on a basic turn, when you get into combat, each of you can have one maneuver and one action. Now you can take strain to have a second action, but you can only have up to strain to take a second maneuver, but you can only have 2 maneuvers maximum. Now any damage you had previously is still there, and if you ever reach your strain or wound threshold, you're knocked out.
How do you know what your strain or wound threshold is?
It's all being filled out on your sheet for you. Did
Okay.
you mark down? You didn't actually.
I've got
have
one
any.
strain, I wrote it down here.
Okay, so you've got 1 strain so far. So that means with your strain threshold, you've got 1 less.
13 left.
Yeah, and each of you also had a -1 to it due to was it minus? No, it was -2 to your strain threshold due to Piper's obligation cropping up, and Piper has a -3 to the strain threshold. So obligation does weigh heavily on characters.
So you would be at 11.
11
currently.
maximum for the
Okay.
current scenario, which is the obligation mechanic introduced last session.
Okay.
Which means if obligation doesn't crop up, then you don't have that strain.
Okay.
But as you can never reduce your obligation below 5, you're always going to have a 70% chance of obligations cropping up.
Yep.
Unless you can find a way to rid yourself of that obligation completely. Which for most of you would mean killing off your entire family. Not a great thing to do.
No.
Okay.
Great.
So, who wishes to go first? You have 3 of you can go before the droids do.
Question. Is there cover?
Inside the doors, yes. Outside the doors, no.
So just open field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
You're currently in cover, as is the assassin Ross.
I'm technically in cover, as in I'm behind Piper,
Yep.
but
But an area effect would get everyone inside the elevator. So if they were to, say, toss a stun grenade in there, it would hit everyone.
should we?
Are the security droids like
They are
dispersed, or are they in a line?
They are dispersed. So
Okay.
think of it more of an arc. They are not within engaged with each other.
Would a strategy be to use the rifles to try and take out the central droids first, considering they'd probably be the closer ones?
They're all within the same range
same
bracket.
distance. Okay. Well, use the rifles to take out as many droids as we can before we leave cover. And then use the gappy sticks, I guess.
But only 3 of you get to act before they do.
But don't 3 of us have rifles?
Yes.
No, well, if we give the rifles our turn, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. You don't have to agree with that idea. That's just an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea.
We have to move. We'd have to move almost like British redcoats. Fire reload strategy.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 of us behind cover, so we don't have to worry about those 2 moving.
Mm-hmm.
The other 4 of us are not in cover. Only 3 of us can move.
So would
Hopefully
we
you
let
should follow my
Mark and
instructions.
Kesley move
I
first?
reckon the 3 who aren't the droids standing up who are not behind cover should move first.
Okay, yep, alright. That's probably the best way to go.
Okay, so who acts first?
I think it's...
It can be any of them, and at the moment in the front rank we have, I believe,
Piper,
Piper and
Kayana,
Kayana.
and then in the back row we've got Thea and B1337.
Yep.
I guess I'll go first.
You get to go first.
I will shoot at the rightmost droid.
Okay, it does not have any defenses, which means it doesn't actually give you any extra dice for it. It is 1 purple,
Okay.
and you get to use your ranged heavy to hit it.
Okay. So it's 1 yellow and 1 green?
So what are you using? Ranged heavy.
Yeah.
1 yellow and agility is 3.
Yeah.
So you can have 2 green
2 green. Okay.
plus 1 purple. I think Martin said.
1 purple, yes.
Yep.
Distribute your 1.
I have 1 success, 3 advantage.
1 success, 3 advantage. Okay, so unfortunately, stun setting does not have a crit rating,
No.
so you can't spend that on a crit.
You
But-
can boost, I think.
Just checking other things you can do. None of those actions can actually do. You can basically choose to give a blue dice to a specific character,
Okay.
which takes 2 of those advantages.
Okay.
So for example, the next player, if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll give a blue dice to the next player.
And do you have any strain?
I have 2 strain from the obligation.
That one you can't remove.
Okay,
But
then no.
you can actually regain recover strain that you've taken from
Okay,
other stuff in combat when you do that.
gotcha.
But
But can't do that one.
can't
Okay.
do that one. Okay, so who do you give the blue dice to?
Whoever is going next.
Well, you generally pick a
It's
pick a,
pick
you,
a-
you,
pick
you
a
pick a
player.
person,
Okay.
and then with the
Okay.
1 you can give a blue dice to the next active player.
Yeah.
So you can spend all three that way, but you have to target a person with 1,
Target.
and the other one becomes the next
As
active player.
Piper's
whoever
in
that turns out
front,
to be.
probably Piper.
Yeah, probably Piper.
So you pick
I
She's
don't,
right
go,
next to
I
me.
don't go up to the rebels, guys. Just so is that right how it works now?
That's not actually how it works. You roll
Okay,
initiative. When you roll the
Yeah.
initiative, you get initiative slots.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You can
Okay,
then
sorry.
choose which player takes those slots.
Okay, that's fair.
That's introducing the complexity of combat, which is different than most games.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So you get the advantage of the person who has fantastic ability to plan out ahead, giving that to the most combat capable person. And it makes them very useful for the group, even if they're not taking things out. They're allowing the combat person to go ahead of everyone else.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's how you build on each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, that being said, I believe you had Piper as the next person
Yep.
that you wanted to do. So what is Piper's... well, actually, she doesn't have the rifle.
She has a pistol.
She has a light.
So,
So what is your ranged light?
So her shot does nothing?
I don't have any ranged light. I have 4 agility.
So she has 4 green, and
Yep.
she has a purple,
Yep.
and then she has 2 blue.
But, so Kana shoots at the rightmost droid,
Yep.
and then she rolled what she rolled, and
Your successes was 1 success, wasn't it?
Yes.
3 advantage.
And 3 advantages. So the success means that you end up doing the equivalent of 9 damage.
Yep.
But hitting the creature, a creature has normally has soak. Soak doesn't normally work for stun, but as this is a training exercise, the soak is as if it was an actual blaster. So it does 4 damage to hit the target, which is not enough to take it down.
Okay.
So that would be A, B, C, D. So, and did you shoot
The rightmost.
rightmost?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do 4 damage.
Cool. And so now Piper's roll.
Yeah, you're doing Piper's roll.
Yep.
Piper would have gone for the same one again, Martin. Sorry.
Yep.
I should have said that first.
That's
Yeah.
all good.
Has 2 successes, 3 advantage.
Okay, with 2 successes and 3 advantage, you would do with a blaster pistol. This
Yeah,
is
blaster
differences.
pistol.
Blaster pistol would do 6 damage for the original success. The additional success makes that 7 damage. So hitting the same one, you do 2 damage to it because of its soak. And you managed. So who does Piper choose to give the blue dice to?
I'm next.
I'll give it to. I'm sure. Icon, is it? I'm sorry if I got it wrong.
They are.
They are. Sorry, they are. My apologies.
Icon was my placeholder
So
name.
with the 2 advantages, you choose a character to gain a boost, and with the 1 advantage, you can either give a boost to the next active player, or provide a healing to any strain you might have. But it doesn't heal wounds; it only heals strain.
Strain. I might take 1 healing on strain because I'm pretty low on strain at the moment.
So yes, you gain 1 back on your strain. This doesn't remove the -3 from your obligation.
I'm now at 9 out. Originally it was 12, 9 because -3, so yeah, back to 9 again. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means Ariadne gets 1 blue for the bonus.
Okay.
Yep.
She gets to add your ranged heavy, which is 2 yellow.
2, yeah.
And you're up against 1 purple. And are you shooting the same target?
How much damage does each one require?
You do not know.
Okay, so he hasn't fallen yet. Okay, so yes, because the sooner we get them down, the better.
That is correct.
So yes, I shoot at the rightmost droid.
Okay. Should we move it to your left arm?
Possibly.
Because I don't want you to hurt your shoulder again. Okay, so you got 3 successes and 2 advantages. So, hitting it with a rifle...
I hit the rightmost droid and accidentally damaged the one next to it. I was being optimistic.
You can do that with some weapons.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen in this scenario.
And enough advantages.
Unfortunately, you needed the heavy blaster rifle to be able to do that.
No, I don't have that. No,
okay, so what you do with that is, because you got 3 successes, 1 success represents doing 9 damage, and the other 2 successes mean you take it up to 11.
Okay.
So because of its 5 circ, you do 6 damage to it. It's still standing.
Jeez.
And with the 2 advantages you had left over, you can choose a character to gain the advantage. You could also, as an option here, choose a character to have a disadvantage, which is the black dice.
Why would I do that?
You could choose to give that to one of the droids, but only one of the droids.
Okay. I give it to one of the healthy droids.
Okay.
Did you say I can pass on blue dice to someone, or
It was the choice.
one or the other?
One or the
okay.
other.
Oh, should I?
Your choice.
You can pick a person to get a blue dice, because it's not the initiative slot you're giving it to, it's the person when you have 2 of the advantages.
The droids are next, aren't they?
Yeah.
The droids are.
Okay, I'm gonna do a black dice on the on
A droid.
a droid. And hope that helps.
Okay, each of you could have also chosen to move, so you could have moved out of the elevator, or moved into the side.
I think.
Can
it's
you do
best
that
to
in
have
addition to shooting, or?
Yes, because you get 1 maneuver and 1 action for free.
Okay.
I was going to ask that, but I forgot to ask that one.
So would Piper like to do anything? I'll go back, and so we had Kayana go first. What would Kayana like to do?
I'll move to step out and to the side. So like I'm still.
You're out in the open.
Yeah, out in the open, but by the thing to allow people to move forward.
Okay, and what did Piper want to do?
I want to go out and move to the left.
So you're on the other side?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to make room for people to get through. That's all. So.
And what did Ariadne want to do?
Is there room for me to go out and stand next to one of those 2, but be out of everyone else's way?
There is, yes.
Then I would do that.
Okay, so.
As the droid is behind Kayana, I'll step beside Piper, so that if the droid also decides to step out, he's got somewhere to go.
Okay, so it is now the security droids go. So the security droids have quite a bit of skill, so I need an extra yellow dice. So they have... So that is their actual dice pool. That you guys see. And the first one is going to shoot at the first one out, which is Kayana.
Someone died.
Okay, so it got an amazing result.
Shit.
So that symbol on there represents a triumph.
Oh.
Ah, great.
Okay, so what is he going to do with his triumph? Okay, so the shot makes you drop your weapon.
Yep.
Taking it out of your hands, so
Yep.
you've dropped the rifle.
Yep.
And you take 6 points of damage. You have a soak of 4. No, you've got a brawn of that, so you have a soak of 6. You take no damage, but you drop the weapon.
Cool.
And it gives you a setback, which is a black dice on your next attack,
Okay.
on your next action.
Okay.
So they normally choose specifically what they're going to do.
So they're using live rounds, are they?
No, it is a stun as well,
Oh,
but it's basically it's a training
training.
simulation.
right. Okay. Yeah. Because I thought stun didn't do damage, but because it's training simulation. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, so the next one shoots at Piper.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 4 successes.
Who's behind the sides? It's me and who's behind the
Oh.
Ross. So with the 4 successes, that means he got 9 damage to hit Piper. Piper, I believe, has a soak of 4, so you take 5 damage.
No! Oh! So, no, 5 damage, so I'm down to 7 wound, is that right?
Yep.
From 12? Yep.
And then the next one, could I have a black dice, please? Is shooting at Thea with the disadvantage setback dice, which apparently favoured the droid. So you get hit for 7 damage, but
Yeah.
because of your thing, you only take 3. And it gives you a black dice on your next attack, on your next action. They're basically applying disadvantages on people when they're going against them.
Mm. So the armor that we're wearing gives us a soak of 4, is that correct?
Soak of 2.
2.
Your
And then our base.
Then plus our base.
Yeah.
brawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why Kayana has 6.
Yep. Because I have the
And-
most brawn.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's showing how that can be quite handy for people. Okay, so the next one shoots at the droid. Okay, so that is an amazing miss.
B1337 gets away without anything.
Is this racist?
So it forces
It's something.
the droid to drop its weapon. So the droid takes no damage, but has a weapon knocked out of his hands. When it is a maneuver to pick up the weapon, it does mean you have to then choose what you're doing.
Mm.
Okay, the one after that one shoots at Kayana because it can't. The other 2 can't see the other targets.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Oh. Gotta work that out. Okay.
So that is 3 successes and 2 advantages. So what it does there is
Jesus Christ.
it gets
Yeah,
GM luck.
yeah,
I'm
Stefan
gonna
knows
need
what
some
I'm
of
like.
that GM.
It does it hits you for 8, but you reduce it to just 2. So that's the first time you've actually been damaged, and it imposes a black dice on you in your next turn.
So does that mean I have 2 black dice now?
Yes. They build up. And then the other one goes for Piper.
Wow, wonderful.
They're the first two who came out. Okay, so it got 4 successes and an advantage against Piper.
Oh. Fix and jam.
So
I think I'll be the first.
that means
Yeah.
it takes it up to 9 damage, but reducing based on your soak, you take 5.
I'm down to 2 wounds, guys, by the way.
Yep.
That'll be fine.
And that is the droid's first round, showing you just how lethal getting into a
Sorry, how
gunfight
much
can
did
actually be.
Piper get damaged?
He's down to 2. He's got 2 wounds left.
Wow.
They didn't give us a med kit, did they?
They did not.
But doesn't
But in the training exercise, you'd be expecting not to actually use med kits. And as it's non-lethal damage,
It's fine.
why wouldn't you use a med kit in a training thing?
they didn't provide one. They provided weapons.
B1337 has one in it.
Yes, but they didn't. Again, they didn't provide any facility for healing.
Can I lift Piper?
Technically, yes. Okay, so you're now up to the next character who you would like to go. So you've had 3 of you already go, and now 3 of you get to go.
Would our assassin like to go?
Because I actually do have a med kit.
You would not have it on you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we don't have
You had
any
to
of that
pick-
on
I
us.
thought we were treating it as a combat thing. So wouldn't
You
still-
had been given some armor to put on, which had no pockets or anything to put things into.
We had to leave
Um,
everything at home, pretty much.
And
Yeah.
you left any other gear you were carrying inside the barracks.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Piper's been shot to pieces. So, can I see the one that's been heavily damaged?
You've seen the one that's taken the most hits, but considering it is a training exercise, there are no physical damage on the robot.
You've got 2 damage out of
15.
15.
So,
Okay.
Training
so-
exercises don't typically damage equipment.
So
Just
is,
the people.
So is Piper
Just my
kneeling
mental
or?
Piper's kneeling by the
Okay.
door.
So I will advance in front of Piper and shoot the droid that's been shot at the most.
Okay. So, for you, that is how many dice?
That's 1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow and 1 green. We'll have.
no, roll it.
Yeah, you can roll it.
1 success, 1 disadvantage.
Okay, so you take 1 strain while you do that, and you hit it for. It's okay. You hit it for 6 damage. No, sorry, 9 damage for if you got the rifle, which means it stops and appears to power down.
So 9 damage equal 4 at stun. So that's so it took 4 plus 2 plus 6. So it took 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
It took
20.
16 damage all up.
16. Okay.
Because it did remove the damage from each hit so far. So you know it's in the ballpark of 16 damage to take down one of the droids. Okay. And that is our assassins go. We have remaining 2. Who wishes to go next? It doesn't really matter when you go, but you both get to go.
This is David and
David and Stefan.
Stefan.
So they can go in any order.
Yeah, I'm happy to. It's just going to be a useless shooting effort at the. Or have we done our? Is B1 in the way or behind?
B1
Standing.
is
Sorry,
one
that
of
wasn't-
2 remaining
oh, yeah.
ones standing in the entry door.
But you dropped your gun.
Yeah.
Yep. You can bend down and pick it up as your maneuver.
Did he do that as a result of getting shot at before?
He
Yeah.
did, yes.
Yeah, let's do that, please.
Okay, you bend down and pick up your gun. And you can now fire your gun if you wish to.
Yeah, why not?
So that would be 2 yellow versus a purple.
Okay. 2 successes, 2 disadvantage.
Okay, so with 2 disadvantage.
Right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, instead of opposing a different penalty on you, that droid now gains a boost dice. You've given it a bonus to its next shot. So, but you do hit it. So you got 2 successes. So with your blaster rifle, that means you do 10 damage to it, meaning 5 of it gets through.
Oh.
Okay, so Stefan, you are now up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do apart from... I'm worried about running in now and getting shot at by everyone.
Well, look at it this way. If you're punching up one of them, it cannot shoot you without having increasing the difficulty of its attack by 2. No, by 1, because it's got a pistol.
What about others shooting into melee?
Technically, it doesn't have a penalty for shooting into melee.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to impose one.
No, I just for some reason in my head I thought there was one. Probably mixing up games.
Many other games did have penalties for going into melee. Star Wars just has a penalty for if you're already engaged.
Yeah.
And you can do a maneuver to rush up to one. Do you want to rush up to the one that's just been hit?
The one's just been hit?
Yeah.
No, I'll probably draw some fire from the other ones.
Okay. The one on the end? The other end?
I'm probably gonna go the 1 second from the left. Because everyone's going for the right ones, I think.
Yep. So you had the 1 second from the left, yep?
Yeah.
Okay, you rush up to that one.
Yep.
You can do that with a maneuver, no problem.
Yep, I'm gonna try and punch it.
Okay. Give me a brawl against it. It is 2 purple, which
Alright.
have gone into melee. It does not have any brawl defense.
And I have 1. Yep. Okay.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
What did you get?
1 advantage.
1 advantage. Okay. Would you like to recover a strain if you have any?
I'm already at max.
Okay. Okay, so what you can do is give a blue dice to the next active character's check.
Yep. I'll just act as decoy.
Yep. So the next active character gets a bonus.
Yep.
So that represents a full round. And then you go into the next round, and you don't have to keep whatever order you did. You can reorder of who goes next. So you have 3 characters who can go first, and you can choose to have the person who's gone last in the previous round go first in the next round.
Sorry. My brain switched off 2 seconds.
Just Martin, it's Mark here.
Just give me a sec,
hang on.
Mark. Ariadne was asking me
Sure.
something.
Sorry, you go first, guys.
Did
Sorry.
B1337 do any damage?
Yes, you did.
How much damage?
5
did he-
damage.
5. And then did Kadkia do damage as well?
He did not, except to his ego.
Okay.
That counts, right? Ego damages.
Okay, so Mark, what did you get?
Okay, basically because I've got 2 wounds, can I fire and then move around into the hidden area where they get shot at, kind of thing? Is that possible?
You can, but it depends on who goes when.
I say Piper can go first.
I would like to go first, personally.
Kadkia and
Yeah.
then Piper?
Yeah, I just thought it might be easy for me to be safe for a little bit and then be around getting shot at, kind of thing. But no, look, I'm happy
Well,
for somebody to go
if
before I'm going to go for the droids.
the droids
So-
don't get to go until 3rd, so Kadkia goes first and you go 2nd. You'll be undercover by the time the droids get their turn.
There is a reason
Yep,
for my
yep.
madness.
Well, he's currently got partial cover at the moment.
So
yeah, but
I'm
I was
happy
going to
with
go around. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm happy with Cad, Kier, and then Piper, and then whoever else wants to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, okay, so...
Yeah, I'll be
Next
okay
round?
with you.
Yep. So cat here.
Okay, so Stefan, I believe you're up.
I want to activate my stun grenade as my action, drop it at the feet of this droid I'm fighting,
Mm-hmm.
then use my maneuver to go and charge the other droid on the far left.
Okay.
Oh, nicely done. I'll pay that one.
So, technically that means you only do the blast radius. You don't actually do extra damage to it.
Well, you can't with a stun grenade, I thought.
Yes, you can. If you hit the person, because it's a training exercise, you do extra damage based on your success.
So you should throw it at the chest of the droid that you're fighting with.
So your
Rather
successes,
than just drop
your
it.
successes from a grenade will do extra damage past the first success.
Oh, okay.
And because I said it was a training exercise, that you're treating your stun weapons as if they're actual weapons. The droids are not taking any damage, but they are.
Yeah, but a grenade you want to get within melee range, so...
Engaged range, yes.
Yeah.
So
Shove
you
it into the droid's innards.
I don't... Can
Here,
you do
phone
that?
call for you.
Could you technically do that?
It doesn't have any
Yeah, I don't-
easel spot on it.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
didn't-
security droid, not a
Yeah.
battle droid.
Yeah.
It's
why I was
designed
dropping
not to
feet
have
and
things
moving.
put into it.
But, like, if you threw it in melee range, it would just bounce off their chassis and
But
go elsewhere.
basically,
Yeah.
normally
The
when it
grenade doesn't have a
goes-
sticky device.
It goes off when it hits the target normally.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
could-
so
you could throw it
basically
at
you
a far one
need
and see
specially
where you
designed
are.
explosive to do it, and then it'll probably be
At
a
least-
brawl attack.
But I still have to roll
Yes, you will.
to hit it.
So,
So
if you,
this way I'm definitely going to hit
Yeah.
it.
so you can drop it to go off. It would be one maneuver to set it to a delay,
Oh.
If you drop it,
and then
it'll
you
go
and
off
then
as soon as
and
it hits
then
the ground.
and then your move will be one strain.
So I'm adding extra maneuver.
Yeah, you're adding an extra maneuver.
Yeah.
Do you have the strain?
I can do this. Yeah, I can take the strain for it. I just didn't realise that a delay was a thingy.
So it would do 8 damage to everything and engage to it
Right.
So
and that's
half
reduced
the-
by 4.
Damage it needed.
by 5.
But if I throw it, it can do more damage.
Yes.
Because
Okay,
you get the
that-
succeeds.
Yeah,
Big-
that makes
big-
no sense in my
The
mind.
big thing is that the blast does.
I wouldn't worry about that now.
Blast does a set damage to everything in the area,
Yeah,
whereas precise placement does more damage.
but this is precise. It's at their feet.
Unless you're actually rolling for it, it could technically be moving away from it.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
why it's considered. It's still within the area of effect. It's just not as well positioned because everything is technically moving at the same time,
Right. Okay.
and it's only an approximation.
Okay. I'll just throw it at the one over there.
The
then.
leftmost one.
Yeah.
Which will be 2 purple because you're currently engaged with someone.
Yeah. I don't quite agree with this, but that's.
But that is the rough thing of the rules, and,
Yeah.
and it is an approximation, not a.
Yeah. I just misunderstood. That's all.
That's okay.
Um,
That's why I was explaining it to you instead of.
shot myself in the foot by thinking.
Have you had enough chocolate? Would you like me to take that out of your... you can
Yes,
eat it
no,
all
no,
if you
no,
like,
please take that away. I was gonna get. I was about to heat myself some food because I realised where I could eat that is because I'm hungry. So.
Yeah.
Don't I have something else?
do you want me to heat you up something?
It's already in the microwave. I forgot to turn it on.
Okay,
So-
alright, so how long? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Do I have something else to eat?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so
Um.
how did you go with your attack? Did you actually roll?
No. So it was ranged light, right?
It is ranged light.
Okay. So 2 green and 2 purple. Alright.
And the only reason you have the second purple is because you're already engaged with someone.
Yeah. That's fair.
And meal or jackals?
Jackals will be fine. What'd you get?
1 failure.
1 failure.
Yeah.
Okay, you see the grenade
Wait,
fly.
didn't I get a boost from someone? Previously?
Technically, yes, from yourself. So,
Wasn't it from someone last?
It was
no,
from
doesn't
you.
go
it was
over
from
last
you,
round,
yes.
does it?
It does. It is an next active person, which is you. So roll the dice.
Oh.
You gave it to yourself.
Okay.
Good job, you.
So 1 advantage, 1 failure?
1 advantage, 1 failure.
Yeah.
Okay, and So you can give a blue to the next active player. As you see the grenade fly over and then just roll past it.
Oh. This is why I wanted to drop it. Okay.
Okay.
And then go boom and actually still get it in the area of effect.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've failed to hit the target with the grenade,
Yeah.
but the grenade still goes off.
Ah.
You still
So did it hit anyone?
it managed to hit the person. Luckily, no one else was engaged with it.
Right, okay. How can you tell how far it misses?
It's a guess.
Oh.
It is an approximation. We're not doing grid movements here,
Okay.
so that means it would have done 3 damage to it.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so who was going to go next?
The Piper was going to
Piper.
Hello, Piper here.
So Piper's going to try to rush into the room.
Yeah, Piper's going to shoot from behind, was it Khalid? Khalid? Yeah.
You're already behind me.
Yeah, so I'm going to shoot from behind
Oh,
Ross's character.
Yep.
Then I'm going to run back into the other room so I'm hidden away from all droids.
Okay, so what is the dice again? It is
I have 4 green,
four green
four agility.
and 1 blue because of Stefan.
Okay.
Yep.
One failure, 4 success.
Okay, so with your 4 successes,
Yep.
you can gain +1 bonus to range defense until the end of your next turn.
Well, where I'm moving, I'm going to move into full cover, so I don't think I might need that. I'm thinking, but
There's not many other things you can get for the 3 successes, for the 4 successes.
Advantage.
Advantages, yes.
I'll have that 1 plus
So
1.
you get the range 1, and you recover 1 strain as well.
1 strain as well. Okay. Yep. I'll record that.
Okay.
Piper.
And then you rush to go back into the door, and as you step up to the door, an energy field pops up, and you run right into the energy field.
Oh.
Enjoy. Thanks, Matt. I love
It is a training exercise, and you're currently retreating.
No.
So I try to run back in the room, and I go, oh.
The task was to get to the other door, not to return to the door you left. So your character has to make. Let me see how much damage the door does to you. Because depending on how good they were at putting up the door, you may actually make it through.
Enjoy. Anything from my character shit I have to worry about? Like athletic?
But basically, the only thing you have at the moment is your strain.
Yeah. I got 1 too. Yeah.
Okay, so it has 4 successes against you. So they managed to get it up before you do, timed almost perfectly, and you take 8 strain.
Oof.
Eight strain, eh?
It is specifically stun damage arcing through you.
Well, I'm at 0, so I don't know what happens then. So.
You fall over.
No!
Smoking.
Is that knocked out? Or?
Knocked out, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically runs right into an electrified door.
Exactly with 0, Martin. Well done. Well played.
Hey, I didn't plan that, it just went, well, that's how it rolled.
So Piper's stunned, is unconscious on the floor, I assume. Is that how it works?
Yep.
So, yep.
Is talking a free action?
Medical trauma detected.
The only question I was going to ask, Martin, how much damage did I do to that droid before I went into the energy field? I can't remember what you said. Well, three successes.
4 success.
You did absolutely no damage, you missed the target.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
But you are harder to hit.
Okay, that's very good.
And the reason I suggested the range defense was I knew the door was going to come up.
That's very cool. It was worth a shot.
It did, and you now showed people that they shouldn't try to run in. So, the last person to act before the droids.
I would like to try to pick up my gun. So that would be my movement.
Yep.
And then I will try to hit number second from the right. Next one.
The one who'd already been hit a few once.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have
Two
two black, one purple, one green, one yellow.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So I have one disadvantage.
One disadvantage, they cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with one disadvantage. Basically, you take one strain for that one.
Okay.
Adds one to your strain. Other things that could have been done was making you lose the benefits of a maneuver and other things like that. So there are a few things you can do with getting the disadvantage.
Okay.
Or threat as they call it, but disadvantage is easy to remember.
So, yeah, that's what I keep forgetting.
Okay, so now the droids activate. So the one who had the grenade pop on it turns and shoots at the martial artist, not the martial artist, the survivalist who had thrown the grenade.
That's fair.
Okay, so it managed to get one success and one advantage against you.
Okay.
So it shoots you with a damage of 6, which is reduced by your soak.
3.
So you take. I thought your. What is your brawn? Brawn should be 2.
My brawn is 2. You said my armor's 1.
No, it was 2. All the armor was
Oh, okay.
2. So it should have been 4.
Okay.
Just making sure that.
Right, got you.
So how many droids have we damaged?
One is down. We've
So that makes
damaged.
Another
damage.
one down?
Yep.
So
And that's straight
out
to
of
wounds?
That's the
6,
original one.
And that
and
becomes
then
wounds, yes.
2 are damaged.
Alright.
Because Kadkia activated the stun grenade. And then
Okay, the one you were next
No.
to
that didn't
Mhm.
work.
No.
chooses to retreat from
And
you,
then
heading
Piper
towards the
shot
far
and got
door.
out of the way.
Yeah.
And then once it's no longer engaged, it turns around and shoots at you.
Yep.
Okay.
What
And
did
it
you
gets 3 successes
Nothing.
and 1 advantage.
Did you try to shoot and miss?
With
Yeah,
3 successes, it does 8 damage. So reduced by 4 means 4 damage.
Okay, so that puts me on 6. Yep.
And it gives it a blue to the next creature that attacks you.
Okay.
Which is the next creature. May I have a blue dice? Because you put yourself right in the middle of some of them, so they turn and shoot at the dangerous one.
That's fair.
Okay. Ouch. Okay, so that is 2 successes and 3 advantages. Luckily, you do not have the stun grenade in your hand at the moment, because then you would have dropped it and went boom.
Yep.
So you take 7 damage, reduced by 4, makes it 3.
3.
And for its effect, okay, forces you to drop your knuckles.
Huh. Okay.
Your hands twitch and your knuckles go flying off.
That's weird. Yep, sure.
Okay, the next one shoots at Kayana.
Yeah.
Without the blue dice.
Thank you.
And gets 1 success and 2 advantages.
Cool.
So it hits you for 6, which does no damage.
Okay.
But with its 2 advantages, it gives you a black dice to your next check. So, the next one then shoots at Ross. Then it gets 2 advantages, a threat, and disadvantage, and a triumph.
Is that including the purple for behind cover? No.
He's the one in front.
Oh, yeah. Who else is behind cover?
Mark was behind cover.
Oh, yeah, no one else is now. Yep. Sorry, my bad.
Someone else is considering going undercover and then just shooting from cover.
Okay, so Ross, your next check you do is upgraded once. So the difficulty is upgraded.
So what I'd be like if I'm shooting, I've got, was it 1 red?
It'll be 1 red, yes. And you also take 7 damage reduced by your soak.
So I take 2.
Mm-hmm. And for its threat, it takes 1 damage for doing so. Because strain for most NPCs equals wounds. And the last one goes for the B1 droid. No, I think I've done... no, I've done all of them. No, that is all of them. I did 5 of them.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there
I've
are
only
only,
got
4.
4.
6 adversaries and 7 pilots.
3 shot at Stefan.
Oh,
1
3
shot at
Stefan.
Kyan and 1 shot at
Yep. I've only
Khalid.
got 2 shooting at Stefan. I must have missed one.
So he did draw the fire because that was his intent. And then it is Parky's go. So at this stage, we've had Piper, Kyan, and Kadiaka. Getting all the names to remember, I have to pronounce them enough till I remember them. Have all gone. So that leaves Thea, B1 left to go.
How did Ross not get a go?
He'll give it a
So did I miss Ross?
Khalid.
Yes, sorry. Ross. Khalid also gets to go as well.
Khalid and
Yeah,
B1.
so
Yeah, I haven't acted yet.
3 of you get to act. Doesn't matter which order you do it.
Excuse me.
Did either of you want to go first? I don't mind.
Is there actually any cover in this room, or is
There is no cover. It is a big open field,
except for the down droid?
except for the down droid.
Yeah, how many droids are actually near the one that's down?
Well, they're spread out, so they're at least short distance from each other.
Okay.
I don't mind shooting at one and then ducking for cover. Or ducking for cover and then shooting.
Okay. I'll shoot at the one that's got hit with the stun grenade.
Yep.
And basically go to the down droid to act as a bit of a cover.
Okay. Okay, so your ranged is. So Ross, what was your ranged again?
Oh, it's 1 yellow, 1 green.
So 1 yellow, 1 green with 1 red instead of the purple because it's upgraded.
Okay.
Which means you can have really horrible things happen on the red dice.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so you shoot and completely miss. Premature firing as it goes up instead of out.
Yep.
And you rush over to the droid and use it for cover.
Yep.
Okay. So then we move on to either the B1, so David, or Ariadna.
David, did you want to go next or did you want to go last?
Yeah, I might actually go next.
Okay.
Martin, I'm going to get a little bit creative with rules interpretation.
That is fine.
Could B1 use a mechanics check to see... first of all, to identify... you know what? No, he's going to use his mechanics check to try and identify a potential flaw or weakness with the one that got hit with the stun grenade. By using mechanics potentially, if that's a thing.
Warfare would be the best one as a knowledge skill. Mechanics from a distance, not as useful. But I can give you a straight intelligence check to do so as your action.
Yeah, happy to do... sorry, no. Wait.
It will replace your ability to shoot.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. That would be perfect if you could do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
mechanics check. Remove
So
restraining
that
hold
would
and
be
plug it into
4
that there.
green versus 3 purple. It's not an easy thing to tell the vulnerabilities of these creatures.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't expect to find any specific one.
3 success, 2 advantage.
So you did come out for success. You can see that there are many ways of doing it, but with what you've got on you, you probably you could probably do a computer override on the droid if you plug into it.
Yeah, okay.
That's about the only option
Yeah, not gonna do.
you have on the field. Every other option requires weaponry and items you don't have, because technically your weapons are doing no actual damage to these creatures.
Yeah, of course, not a drama at all. Okay, then he will point to the one with that got hit by the stun grenade.
Yep.
And very loudly and commandingly say, "Concentrate all fire on that droid."
Mm-hmm. Okay. Unfortunately, you don't give a bonus because you've used your skill check already.
Yeah, of course. No. We'll play around with that later.
It's all good. With a skill check, you can actually give people bonuses, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so moving on to Ross, who hasn't...
No, me.
Ariadne, who hasn't gone yet.
I shoot at stun droid and duck for cover.
Okay. So that would be, for you, is... your ranged heavy is 2 yellow versus 1 purple. No other bonuses.
Unfortunately not.
So I might get Kesley to roll for you so you're not using your right arm.
Yeah.
You know how much writing I'm doing.
That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
give your right arm as much potential as possible. But she has been rolling well.
It's not for me.
I know that feeling.
1 success, 1 advantage.
Okay, so you hit that droid with your rifle, which does 9 damage, and you get to recover 1 strain.
Oh, nice.
So, just so you know, you've put it up to 7 damage. Which then brings you to a new round. You're up to round 3.
I'm happy to be last.
Oh, dear.
So technically, Piper's
He's out
is out of the combat until, and Piper will basically wake up once combat finishes.
That's okay.
Has
I'm happy with
combat
that.
gone down to 0? Has Piper gone down to 0?
Yeah, she's out.
0 strain. 0 strain, but 2 wounds. So I'm still alive, but I'm just knocked out pretty much.
Even if you had gone to 0 wounds, you still would be alive. You have to get a you have to get a critical failure that does 140 damage to you to actually put you into the death, and that damage includes a percentile roll when you take the damage.
Does that make you
So,
vaporized?
it's 151 to instantly vaporize you. I think it's about 139-ish to put you into dying. So it is 131 to put you into bleeding out.
Yeah. You feel like Piper's snoring as usual when she has too much to drink, so that's all you think of Piper.
Okay, so you get to choose which 3 of you now act before the droids.
I was thinking of going first.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a good idea.
You spoke up, unless anyone complains.
I was thinking, I don't know how this will go, of closing distance with the stun droid, shooting at it.
With your heavy weapon, you're better to shoot than close distance.
Okay.
Because if you close distance then shoot, you get 3 purple dice instead of 1.
Does my gaffy stick do as much damage as my gun?
Your gaffy stick, let me see. The gaffy stick will do 2 plus your brawn.
My brawn is only 2.
So it will do 4 damage compared to the 9 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at it and then duck back for cover.
Yep.
And just hope that works. So shooting stunned droid again.
So that is 2 yellow and a purple.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, you hit it for 10. So that means 5 of it gets through. And it is still going.
But
And
it's only got 4 left.
when something shoots at you, they get a black dice to their attack because you've got cover. Okay, who wishes to go next?
I'm tempted to, otherwise I'm probably going to be knocked out this
Sure.
round, to be honest.
You rush the one that's gone to the door?
I don't want to push it into the electric door.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably going to take me out as well, but I'm taking it with me.
You rush up. So,
Okay.
you're not going to bother picking up the brass knuckles?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to tackle it into the door with me.
Okay, give me a...
You could pick up the brass knuckles and smack it in the head on your way through.
There's no time.
Is there?
he can take a strain by picking it up and then going.
Okay.
If
Do you have
wishes
room
to.
for that strain? Because those knuckles might do a lot
yeah.
more
It's,
damage.
it's an extra 2 damage. And if he does connect with it, he can technically disorient the person if he gets 2 advantages on his attack.
So it doesn't necessarily move them.
Disorient makes it harder for them to do things.
Yeah. But if I want to push him into the electric fence, I can physically move him somehow. Which the only way I can do that is by charging into it.
Well, you can still charge in them and punch them at the same time.
It's a different attack.
I am happy if you get 3 advantages for you to throw it into the fence.
Is this with or without brass knuckles?
With or without brass knuckles.
But with the brass knuckles, you do 2 extra damage.
But it's still brawling.
Still wrong. Okay, alright, so I'll take the extra strain to...
Okay.
That's minus 2 strain? No. 1 for the extra maneuver, 1 to pick up.
No, the extra maneuver gives you to pick it up.
Oh, okay.
That is the maneuver, and then you move up to the person, and then you get make your brawling. If you get 3 advantages, you get to throw it into the door.
Okay. Alright, see what happens.
I believe in you.
That's where we get creative with how things work. And
Yeah.
technically, there's one thing when dealing, but he has to do 1 point of damage to be able to do so. If you do no damage, you can't do that extra maneuver.
No one got bonuses, did they?
Not at this stage. Not against
No.
this one.
Okay, that's fine. That's my entire roll. Yeah, that's it. So 2 difficulty?
It is 2 difficulty for all melee.
Alright.
Unless you've been given some sort of penalty.
I don't believe so.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. You can do it. You can have a gold star if
Depends
you
on the
succeed.
dice. Oh. No. I didn't think so.
So, what did you get?
I got
A success.
1 success, 1 threat.
Okay, so with your threat, you can. Okay, so you can take 1 strain for. So you take 1 strain for your strike,
Yep.
and you manage to do. I think it's 4 damage, striking it quite soundly in the armor. Tink.
Okay.
Because I believe you have a brawl of 2.
I have a brawn of 2.
Brawn of 2.
Knuckles do +1, and I have a brawl skill of 1.
Yeah, it is +1, so it would have been 3. So you do 3 damage, yes.
Alright.
Okay, so you hit it for 3.
Yep.
And unfortunately, it does not get through it.
No, that's fine.
So you've had 2 people go.
Okay.
Who wishes to go next?
I'll go next. I'll be...
Yeah.
And I'll move in front of Piper's...
Fallen body.
Sleeping body.
Excuse me.
With the intention to pick her up once able to do so. And then I will fire at...
The one that's being hit the most?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone you take down is 1 less to worry about.
Yeah. So I have that, and then I had...
We can just do 4 damage before they get their turn. There's only 4 going at us instead of 5.
So that is 2 successes.
2 successes is enough to
B1
take
will
that.
attack next, please.
Okay. So 2 successes takes it down. Unfortunately, B1 will be acting after the droid. But you have
of course.
you have 1 less droid to worry about. So you're down to 4 out of the 6 droids. Okay, the first one shoots at Kayana.
Yep.
But as you're crouching down, I will give it 1 black dice, which I have here. Okay, so with that 1 black dice, it managed to get 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Shit.
Okay.
Love you. It's nice
Okay.
knowing you.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
it does 8 damage reduced by your soak to 2.
Okay.
So you are the one who can actually take a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And with the 2 successes, it's going to give you another black on your next action.
How many black have you got now? Like 6?
Total, probably.
Like 4.
Okay, so the second one is going to try to brawl with our
Kadkia.
Kadkia, attempting a brawl check against him, which means it has 2 green and 2 purple, as it is trying to strike you. It's not really designed for melee combat.
Chicken! No.
But
Chicken!
saying that,
Chicken!
it managed to get an advantage against you.
You don't want the chicken? Good boy. No?
Which is not actually going to do anything useful.
Cereal.
Oh, okay.
So, it gets an advantage and unfortunately it wastes it.
Seriously?
So, the next one acting is going to shoot at Ross's character. Can I have an extra black dice, please?
Oh, God.
Black dice and penalties.
For that.
Shooting at
Oh,
Ross's
okay.
character.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
okay for
alright.
that.
So that's okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so it gets 3 successes, a triumph, and a setback.
Oh man.
So this one has now straining itself to hit people. Okay, so it upgrades your check again to make your next check more difficult,
Great.
while also dealing 8 points of damage to you. So downgraded by your soak.
Yep, so that's... So I take another 3.
Are you still going?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Looking pretty beat up.
I look better. I'm down to half now. Oh no, a bit over half.
Okay, and then the last one is going to go for the droid. Because he is he's an upstanding droid at the moment.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, you are upstanding. And manages to get 2 successes against you. So your character will take 7 damage reduced by your soak. Because you're a droid, you have a soak of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, not wearing armor. So you do manage to take most of that. So you take 5 instead of all the damage. The bonus,
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
the bonus you have is you have the talent that increases your soak.
Yep.
As all droids have. Okay. So that is the droids round. Now leaving us with David going up next.
B1. Kick their asses.
Input unrecognized.
B1337. Kick their asses.
Do it for Papa!
Command unrecognized. So how many
Seriously?
of us are down?
Piper is
There are
down.
2 of the droids down, and 2 of the remaining 4 have been struck.
Alright, do any of the droids that are currently standing, other than myself, look particularly damaged?
No, none of them look damaged because training exercise does no actual damage. You've recorded one of them getting
cool.
hit more than the others, yes.
Yep, alright. B1 will point out that particular one,
Mm-hmm.
and in a commanding voice say, concentrate all fire on that droid!
Seriously, that's all you can do?
Well, let me see if I look up leadership properly and do his actual skill check. He may actually give everyone bonuses against that creature.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, now you shut your mouth.
No, well, I didn't know that you could do that.
And now you do.
Yes.
I did, but I'm unconscious, so I can't tell anyone. so.
I've developed a whole new disrespect for you.
Fantastic.
No, 'cause he's got
So
leadership.
that particular voice that he was doing in it was that same very monotonous voice that we were talking about before, but a completely different type of personality than he has previously been
Do we
talking.
have a schizophrenic droid?
your leadership is
Little
one
bit.
yellow and I think that's it. 'Cause you don't have any presence, do you?
Correct.
So it is one yellow versus average check of 2 purple.
Okay. And that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
If he gets better at this, it'll be very helpful.
Yeah, does he get better at it?
He gets
One
more skill in it.
threat?
So you manage to get 1 threat, you take 1 strain, but you don't actually point out something that other people notice. So you yell something out that concentrate on that target, but no one's actually paying attention to which target you're pointing at.
Oh.
No. That one.
It's okay. If Piper
That
was
would, honestly,
yeah.
that would make sense, to be honest. You guys haven't heard anything other than stupid jokes. Why would you pay attention to him?
Okay, cool.
You see that? I just blamed you for my failure.
You did.
And quite successfully too. Okay.
Yeah.
Now moving on
guys
to, I believe Ross is left. Would Ross like to use your maneuver to aim at one of the droids, considering you're not moving anywhere, and you have cover?
Yeah. Can I get the one that is currently in combat?
Yes, you can get the one who's currently in combat.
Yeah, so I'll aim and shoot at that one.
So that means that, again with your dice pool, it is
1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 blue. So he gets the blue for aiming.
Yep.
Because if you spend your maneuver on a aim, you get to add that to your next attack.
Good to know.
Which is why I've been doing some of it slowly.
I really hope I don't roll a despair because I know what's going to happen.
Okay. That cancels 1 success, 1 advantage.
So you hit it with your ranged weapon. So striking the droid, it does 4 damage to the droid. And you can recover 1 strain if you wish to.
Can I actually give that droid a black dice?
Not with 1 advantage.
Okay.
You can only give a black dice with 2 2 advantages, or by getting 2 threats on yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll get back a strain.
Okay, you recover a strain. And that brings us to a new round. And 3 of you get to go before the droids again, so you're now up to round 4.
Okay.
So in 4 rounds, you've managed to see quite a lot of stuff happen.
Yep.
When you get used to the rules, this can speed up quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're sort of walking through the basics of it.
Yeah.
So who wishes to go first? Stefan, would you like to continue?
B1 does.
B1 is apparently going first.
Let me guess. You pick the most damaged droid and point at it?
Hey, dumb meat sacks. hey, dumb meat sacks. Pay attention. Shoot that droid.
Why is he pointing to himself?
Did
Would-
Khalid just shoot?
Yes, he did. And
Yeah.
he hit the one with Kadiaka. Doing 4
So-
damage.
Yeah. So 1 yellow, 1 green, 1 purple.
So are you going to do a leadership roll again?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so that is 1 yellow, 2 purple.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, so apparently they're still not paying attention to you.
I would like
This
to
is why
go.
you will all perish in the end.
Hold up, B1. If I can go next, I'm going to shoot at the droid
B1?
that B1 pointed at.
Okay. Unfortunately, you get no technical advantage, but you get to shoot at it.
Yeah, and if I happen to hit it, then B1 can take credit.
Okay. That works well.
Is that okay with people?
Yeah.
Okay, alright,
So, you get 2 yellow and a purple.
You see it. You see.
Um,
Sorry.
I think
Okay.
Martin's probably right, and I should save my right arm since I'm doing so much writing.
1 success, 3 advantage.
Okay, with your 3 advantages, you can give yourself a bonus to your ranged defense, so that makes it harder for them to hit you. You can give a specific character a blue dice, as well as the next active character a blue dice. You can give a specific enemy a black dice.
Okay.
But we'll first do that, because how much success did you get?
1.
1 success, so you also do 9 damage to that one, which means 4 gets through.
Who's going next?
I'd like to, but if anyone else jumps in.
So did you
I think
want to
Stefan
blue
should,
dice?
because I think he's going to be down afterwards.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be dead after this.
So I can either assign 2 blue dice.
You could assign a blue dice to a specific person, and then the next active character gets a blue dice.
Right.
If they turn out to be the same, then they get 2 blue dice.
Okay. And, or 1 black dice. Is
Or
that right?
You could assign 1 black
I
dice
can't
to a
do 1
specific
blue, 1
person,
black.
and then you can give a blue dice to the next active character.
Oh, okay. So can I do a black
To that one
To
he's
the-
attacking.
damaged droid? Yeah, to the droid he's attacking, and
Yep.
give him a blue?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, done. Whatever, I'll take
Well,
the 2 blues.
as long as you take the
Oh,
next
would
one,
you prefer 2 blues?
You've already said it.
No,
now,
no.
so-
I look. This is.
That's up to the
I'm-
GM.
Is it a negotiation?
It's a team game,
and
I believe.
and learning how to do it is part of the thing.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
do
And so
see
2
Palmer's
dice,
arm,
2 blue
and 2
dice is
fingers
better,
down on the
then I'm
ground.
happy to do
2
that.
fingers, so just
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
out there.
that's
Okay, so 2
Okay,
blue
so
to
2
you.
blue to you.
2 blue to you.
Sorry, mate.
Which is an advantage, so you do get the 2 purple for the target.
Yeah. 2 purple. There's that brawl. There's that one. Okay. I just need that 3 advantage to
Yep.
push it into the thing. Alright. Oh, God.
Did you waste the blue dice?
Yes.
Oh.
Can somebody please roll for Stefan?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Could you stop rolling for yourself, Stefan?
So you
Really, I need
managed
to roll
to
for everybody.
get 2 threat disadvantages.
What,
So-
what would it take, Martin, joking, to
So-
get you to forget that roll and just get Kesley to roll it for him?
I know, right?
This
Okay,
is not
so
the role that
with-
you're looking
With,
for.
with that threat, the creature decides that the droid decides to move back into the center of the room, leaving you near the door,
Yeah, of course.
because it takes a free maneuver.
Okay.
Because that's one of the options that can happen is
Yep.
you also apply to
No,
you guys
no.
as well.
Yeah.
The other options I could have applied there was the person who was attacking gets a blue dice bonus in its then result, or it could have given Stefan a black dice on his next action.
Oh, yeah, he's actually being quite
But
nice, I think.
I've attacked, but I haven't used my maneuver yet, so can I follow it?
Yes, you can then follow it,
I will follow it.
and then you follow it.
Yeah. I'm still
Okay,
going to be next to it.
now it's the droids.
Okay, so
2 blues.
that droid then chooses to move back to the door.
Oh.
They are technical creatures, and then it shoots at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it managed to get 5 advantages and a failure.
Oof. Okay.
So
Are you dead?
No, it didn't hit.
No,
me.
it missed.
Yeah, you did well.
okay, so it gives you a black dice,
Okay.
and it assigns the next droid to act a blue dice.
Yep.
So that's basically all it can do.
Okay.
So that is its go. Now the next one to go shoots at Cloud,
Yep.
and it gets a blue dice.
Yay!
Oh no! Canine interruption.
Okay,
Do we get a bonus for that?
well, apparently you got a
It
blue
distracts
dice.
the droid, right?
So it hits you, does no damage, but gives you a black dice.
How think I have. Yeah.
And then it closes up to you. It moves up to you. So it's now in engaged range with you.
Okay.
Okay, the next one shoots at Ross's character. So it has 2 black dice, because Ross is still prone.
So we're down to 4 droids, weren't we?
You are down to 4 droids.
Damaged.
And apparently it just gets 2 successes, so it does 7 damage to Ross, minus your soak.
Okay, so that's another 2. Yeah. Now I'm at half damage.
Okay, and then, so that is 1, 2, and the last one
3.
shoots at B9. Because obviously he's the biggest threat yelling out orders.
B1. I'm
B1.
in command.
Yeah, B1, yeah. B1. Okay, so...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, B1?
I'm thinking what you're thinking, B2.
okay,
Hey.
so I get a triumph.
Oh god.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
that is 2 successes, a triumph, and an advantage.
Oh.
Shit.
It does 7 damage, so 5 of it goes through.
Yeah.
Okay, so your next action has an upgraded dice for difficulty. So
Cool.
instead of a purple, it will be a red.
Ow.
Yeah.
And with that last one, it ignores the last one. It doesn't do anything with the advantage.
Cool.
Okay, and I believe that was all of them. Now, of the remaining people who haven't acted, who wants to go?
So will it take my movement to change from my rifle to my gaffy stick?
It will take your movement, yes, but you can then have extra movement if you take 1 strain.
I don't really necessarily want to move though.
Okay, so you switch to your gaffy stick.
And I'm gonna hit this droid in front of me.
Okay.
So
that is a melee.
But okay. So I don't get anything for that, but I get 4.
You get 4 dice.
yeah. So you get full green.
2
2 purple because it's melee,
purple.
and then your setback, the black dice.
Yep.
How many do you have?
I have 2
currently.
sets.
2 currently. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 there. So
Yeah,
I'm
there's
like,
4.
whoa. Okay.
I just keep collecting.
All right.
dice.
Yep.
Yeah, I get 2 against me. So.
Bit worried there.
Yep.
She's been building them up.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And I'm surprised how many
No.
triumphs I've been rolling tonight.
I get.
Could you roll less of them, please?
I can
know,
try.
Right? 4 advantage, 1 success.
4 advantages, 1 success, so that is a hit. With your gaffy stick, it does +2 to your brawn,
So it's
which means it does 6 damage.
I think that might be a crit.
And with
know.
gaffy stick
I don't have
requires
that.
3 advantages to crit, but as
So you gotta put 3 in there.
Okay.
with the training exercise, you're not getting the crits in this one, which is why you've been doing stun damage with everything. And so you strike it, and you can use your 3 to give yourself bonus to your defense, which gives it black dices.
Yes.
You want to deal back some of that black.
For 3 of your advantages, and that remain. I think it gives you 2 advantages left. Or,
Okay.
No, 1 advantage left, and you can recover a strain with your remaining advantage.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so because you did 6 to hit it, it takes 1 damage.
So it doesn't go down yet?
No, that's the first time that one's been hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Okay, and who hasn't gone? I think in this
I'll
round?
go.
That'll be Ross's.
Yep.
That's
So
the last
again,
person.
I'll be
this
targeting one that's on Stefan.
Yep.
Aim and shoot.
Okay, so you get a blue dice, you get a yellow and a green, I believe,
Yeah, this time I did.
against 1 purple.
Okay.
Oh no, you got the upgrade, so it's a red instead of the purple.
No,
No, no, you got the upgrade last time, but not this
No,
time.
yeah, I've been hit with only 2 triumphs. This one was a standard hit last time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Yes.
Okay, in which case make it a standard one. That's right, I got David this time with the triumph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting him so often it's hard to keep track.
That is one. One advantage, one failure.
One advantage, one failure. So you miss the target, and you can choose to recover 1 strain or give the next person attacking it a blue dice.
I'll give the next person attacking it a blue dice.
Okay.
So basically, it distracted it.
Okay, so I believe that was
That's the end of the round.
end of round.
Yep.
So you're up to your round 5 in this combat. Piper having fallen a little early. Second round. That brings us to who wishes to go first.
I'm protecting you, Piper.
Does Ross wish to try to protect?
I'll go again.
See if he can pepper
Piper
this.
gives you a thumbs up from the ground.
Yep. And I'll again do an aim shot.
So 2 blue this time, because of the bonus he gave himself.
Yep.
1 purple, 1 green, and 1 yellow.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5.
Advantage?
5 advantage, 3 success.
Yeah, 5 advantages and 3 success. You did quite well, so you hit it for 11 damage.
Woohoo!
Which means
Is it
6
more
of it
than that?
gets through.
This is 9 for the rifle, isn't it?
It is 9, but you take 1 away for a hit. 1 counts as the
Yep.
hit, and the extra ones count as that. So that should have been 12. So yeah, math's wrong.
So how
Okay.
much damage is it?
It did. It's taken 7 damage so far, and you got 5 advantages. So you can give yourself a bonus to your defense.
Yeah, I'd like to. How many droids are attacking Stefan at the moment?
1.
Okay, so basically I'm distracting it, opening up openings for Stefan to have an attack with it.
So you're giving Stefan 1 blue dice, and then the next person to act a blue dice.
Yes.
Okay. So that counts out those actions, and I believe Stefan, you're going next.
I'd like to, but I'm worried if I take the 2 blues, the same thing will happen.
You could always
Just always
do it.
ask
I believe in
Leslie to
you.
roll.
I know, right?
It's do or do not. There is no try.
Thanks, Yoda.
Alrighty.
Only Sith deals in absolutes.
Alright, I'm rolling for Stefan now.
Well, didn't you know that the Jedi Order is also the Sith Order?
I don't know why you let me.
Yes, there's always 2.
What happened?
And Master
Did
and
you
Apprentice.
fail as well?
Yep. We have 1 advantage.
1 advantage, 1 failure.
That's right.
So you can recover 1 strain if you wish.
That's fine. I'll just never take Ariana's advice ever again.
I would like to say it was a team decision.
It was. I'm just teasing.
Okay, so I believe you have 1 person left to act in before the droids do.
Does...
Oh,
Arian,
You want to go?
Oh, never mind.
what would
Sorry.
you like to do a maneuver?
No, part of my action would have been moving towards him and then hitting him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm already there.
So,
Can I shoot and take cover again?
you can. Would you like to shoot at the one that Stefan's trying to take out?
Isn't there one that doesn't have much left?
Well,
Yeah, the one that Stefan's trying to take out.
that one and the one near Ross are both around the same.
Okay.
So whichever one you want to go for, the one
Plus-
near
Who's
Ross is the
more
most
wounded?
damaged. The one
Me.
closest to Ross. He's almost out.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay.
Think of it this way: if you miss the droid I'm targeting, you can get me. You can get
So,
2 with 1 stone.
2 yellow, 1
Mhm.
purple. Cool.
Wow,
and-
what
yeah.
a great opportunity.
So, I was just saying,
Oh, that's
she
a
got,
great
she got a triumph.
yeah, you got a triumph. Good job.
So you got 1 success, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph. So with the triumph, you can upgrade the next character's check. You
Right.
can
None of them involve defeating the droid, I guess.
You can choose to disable the. No, that would be too one of those. You can upgrade the difficulty of the creature.
What do you mean?
So the droid has a red dice when it's trying to hit something,
Do something?
like Stefan.
Okay, alright.
You can well, that's basically
The droid gets to go next, right?
It does get to go next.
So
yes.
I'm guessing giving it a red die would be the better option?
I think
can,
so. Yeah.
Not a bad way to
So
do it.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you give
Do
it
I
a
do
red
any
dice.
damage to it though?
You do because you hit it.
Okay.
And with your rifle, it did 9, so that means that it takes 4. So it's now the most damaged of them on 11. And then I'll have it go next. So I'll grab a red dice. It tries to brawl with Stefan because
Ow.
it's tried to move away from you a couple of times. You just keep coming back. It's getting tired of all that.
That's fair.
Okay, so it managed to successfully brawl with you.
What? Even with the despair. Not despair.
Red dice. Yes, it did. It got a blank on the red dice
Oh,
Jesus.
of course.
and a threat on the disadvantage on the purple dice,
Maybe you should mark
and then a
that for you.
success and advantage. So it managed to hit you for
You survived this, Stefan.
3 damage, which
You're down.
no, you're soak.
Oh, 3 right.
3 total.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
then
you for 3
So you're
damage.
good.
Yeah.
You're okay.
You're okay. Still hanging
now.
in there.
For now.
Just somehow.
Yeah.
But it is, playing fair.
Hardy and strong.
The one that you've closed into decides to try to do the same with you because why not?
Yeah.
It's
We'll see.
unlikely to actually do any damage with you. You would have to get quite a lot of successes to actually damage you.
Yep.
So, speaking of that,
It does.
it got 2 advantages.
Of course it did.
So it doesn't actually manage to do much, but it is making it harder for you to hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, who is keeping on pinging me? I'm trying. Okay, I believe it's Steve basically saying that her internet's not working. Okay, so that's 2 of them done. One continues to shoot at Ross on the ground, who I'm going to give 2 black dice to for his hiding behind cover.
God, I take so many tablets now.
Okay, so it manages to get 2 successes and 1 advantage against Ross. So if it's 2 successes, it hits you for 7 damage.
Okay, so I'm slowly getting whittled down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down to 5.
Do we get points for the amount of time we last for?
Yep. And the last one turns and it changes target from the droid to Ariadne.
Remember, I'm your wife.
I know. So it manages
Do you get a boost
to.
He might
It
do.
gets 2 successes and 1 disadvantage.
Alright.
So it actually takes damage for shooting at you.
It takes damage.
Every time it takes strain, it takes 1 damage.
Oh.
So rivals and minions don't have strain, so they automatically take wounds whenever they take a strain.
Mm.
Okay, so it hits you for 7 damage, reduced by your soak of
2,
4.
so 4.
Because you're wearing armor.
Because I'm wearing the armor, so
You take
3.
3.
I was already down to 10, so that makes me 7.
Okay, and I think that was all of them. Yeah, that was all of them.
Yep.
And now you have 2 of you who haven't acted yet can now act. Who hasn't? I think B1 is one of those.
Yeah, be one of me.
So what would
So-
B1 like to do?
You meat sacks are useless. He raises his weapon and shoots.
So 2 green versus a purple. Which one are you shooting at? The one you've been targeting? The one you told
Yes,
everyone to
please.
target? Okay.
Show us how it's done, B1.
So everybody's now ducked.
1 success.
Okay, so you hit the target. And you do 4 damage to it. And it's still standing. Just so you know, it's on 13. It has 1 point left.
Oof.
Thought there was 16.
You did it before you hit it. You had done 12 damage to it.
Oh, okay.
So you've now got more of an idea of what the actual thing is.
Okay.
It's actually 14 is the magic number. Okay. And that is the end of round
Kayana.
6.
Oh yeah, no.
Kayana.
Yeah,
gets
so
to go.
I have to. I have the
One closer. You can.
gaffy stick out.
You can switch to the long range weapon and shoot, but you would have 3 purple dice if you did that.
Yeah.
Or you can move away from it, take a strain, and then shoot, and only have 1 purple dice. And you can guarantee taking out.
Oh, I have
one.
I have the gaffy stick out. Am I able?
You have to be able to do more than 5 damage.
You need the
So you need to have multiple successes.
Yeah.
So you have. Well, basically, if you hit, you'll damage at least 1. You do at least 1 point of damage if you hit.
Okay. Am I able to use my movement to get to the one that looks the worst?
You can. Or you can. The other one that also looks bad is the one with Stefan. So you can run up to the one with Stefan and work with him.
Mm-hmm.
And get that
But
one.
this
as
one
well.
I think you can take down. Because
I
it's got
think
one left.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm.
The one nearest you, though, I think that
Oh,
is.
that's the one on the other side of the arena, which is the one attacking Ross.
Oh,
So you can run
okay.
across and do that one if you wish to.
Oh,
It's still
okay.
the same movement, no
Yeah.
matter how
Okay.
far away it is. It's all in short.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, you run across.
Yeah.
So you only need to get 1 success to take it down.
Yeah. Okay. So that's.
Which means if you had managed to get 3 successes, or 4 successes, then you would have managed to take out the one attacking Stefan as well.
Gotcha.
So that
So
was how
it's-
many successes it would have taken to save Stefan.
Gotcha. So
Sounds
it's
like,
two
save
purple, and
me!
then
Russ
I
has
have-
still got room!
4
I don't know if I'm
green
still standing.
4 green. That's
versus
right.
2 purple, yes.
Okay.
I have. Ooh, look at that. 3, 4 success. Nope. Okay, yes. 4 success, 1 advantage.
So you could have killed the
Yeah, you could have killed the one that was attacking
You
Stefan.
sure you don't want to attack the one attacking Stefan?
So you rush up and hit the one nice and soundly on the head with a nice clang, and then it just powers down.
Ah, yes, the Mandalorian kill steal. I know this well.
Okay, so that ends round 6. Now, round 7, would Cayenne like to go off and do that again with the other one?
Yes.
Do it, do it, do it.
I'm doing it.
So
Or I can go.
at this point, I'll also point out that characters can use force points. There should be 1 force point per character. And a force point means when you use it, you can turn a green dice into a yellow dice.
It doesn't like give you a.
It gives me
It
a
gives
point
you
to
a
then
force,
use,
Yeah.
but it's after 10 at this stage, so
Oh.
I was waiting until later in the combat to say when you're
So
getting low in stuff, it's a nice point to
you're
start pointing
taking
it out. So you can choose to use a force point to change one of your green to a yellow, giving you more advantages.
What does team think? Should I do it?
Because each character can afford to do that at least once.
If you want to, I'm just worried about the amount of black we end up giving Martin.
Yeah, I know. If nobody objects, I'm gonna go ahead and turn one of my green into yellow.
I
But then
don't
it gives
Yeah, that's fine.
Martin a.
Martin says it's a
It's something we're
mechanic of the
supposed to
game that we're
use.
supposed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So.
so I'm gonna do it.
I just save it for a bit later in the game, so it's not the first point
Yeah.
of call.
So you attack Kadkir's droid.
I got the
A
super
triumph.
success. Yeah, triumph.
So that counts as a success as well as a triumph.
Yep.
And so,
So
you
1
managed-
success, 1 triumph.
So 2 successes and a triumph, because the triumph also counts as a success.
Oh, there you go.
So with the triumph, I'm happy to say you throw the droid into the energy field, and he collapses. Exactly what
Yeah.
Stefan had been trying to
This
do
is
all
how it's
along.
done.
So
Oh, okay.
this is what you're supposed to do.
Right, I was hitting the wrong
Yeah,
side.
this is the example that you were waiting
Using
for.
the whole gaffy stick instead of the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The extra length does make a difference, apparently.
You're able to kind of golf it, hit it.
Okay.
And
so,
did Ross, you say you wanted to go next?
And then Ross.
Yeah, I'll
now
go next. How many is left?
There are 2 left. Both of them relatively undamaged. One has done all the damage to itself.
Okay, well, I'll shoot that one then.
Okay.
I'll aim and shoot.
Okay, so you get a blue dice,
And I'll
a yellow dice, a green
and I'll also
dice,
upgrade
and a purple
one of my
dice.
dice. So it'll be
Okay.
two
So
yellow.
change the green to a yellow.
Yep.
So you're attacking the most damaged droid?
Which
Yes, the most
that
damaged
one-
droid left.
Yeah.
There's only
There's
one.
two-
There's 2 left.
There's 2 left, and the one that is damaged itself.
It's given itself 3 points of damage.
3 advantage.
3 advantage. Okay, with your 3 advantage, you can make it give the next person to attack it 2 blue dice if you name that person.
Can I go next?
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll go next, and you'll have 2 blue attacking it.
Okay, alright.
So you then get 2 yellow, 2 blue, and a purple to shoot at it.
Does he do any damage? No.
He did not hit it, so no successes mean no damage.
Okay.
I will try to hit the same droid.
So don't worry, I'm sure you can talk to Ross about his School of Stormtrooper targeting.
3 successes.
Why?
I'm
This
teasing
is
you,
my
Ross.
first shot I missed.
Really good.
I'm teasing you, Ross. So you hit, you got 3 successes, so that means you do 11 damage to it, which means 6 get through. And any advantages?
None.
Okay, so yes, you hit it soundly. And that means there is the droid's turn because everyone else is gone.
How many droids we got? 2?
2 left.
Okay. So which droid is this? The one
Okay,
that's I just
so
attacked?
the one that was attacking Keshley before,
Mm-hmm.
then turns and shoots at Keshley again.
Yep.
Because, well, she's just thrown one into the energy.
I
field.
just took down two of his friends. So.
Okay, and it got 4 advantages with 2 failures.
Okay.
So apparently it's saying to its friend, shoot that one.
Okay.
So its friend now gets 2 blue dice attacking you. So he gets 2 blue dice. I'll grab another blue.
Okay.
So this one's also attacking Kayana?
Apparently it is. And it gets 2 successes and 2 advantages. So for the 2 successes, it does 7 damage to you, meaning 1 gets through, and it gives you a black dice.
And then
And
it'll
that's
be
them. And then
B1.
B1
and
can now go,
No, I think it's me as well.
and you.
Kadkia, yeah.
Which would B1 like to do?
Yeah,
What would
we-
B1
we
like to
just-
do?
B1's just going to do a shooty shoot.
Okay, so he gets. Would you like to upgrade your attack as well?
Yeah, why not?
So a
Are you shooting the most damaged
And a
droid
green,
or
yeah.
the one that's attacking Kayana?
Yes.
the most damage.
So he's shooting himself now, because he's the most damaged.
Wow. That was pretty hard.
Lap it up, meat sacks.
And guess what? He still might miss.
Okay.
He's a B1 droid after all,
Oh.
Oh,
and he gets a triumph,
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
just a triumph.
which also counts as a success. So a triumph and a success. So he does enough damage to take out that droid.
Woohoo!
So how many
And-
party members can I shoot with that?
And you can choose the next person to get an upgraded dice if you wish.
Wouldn't that
Which
be,
would be Stefan.
Stefan? He's the last person left.
Or I could give the remaining enemy droid a benefit.
You
Please
could, you could
don't.
also detriment it as well. You could say its next attack is difficulty is upgraded.
Because
Actually,
it will be
that's
attacking
much.
you.
Me? Why
Yeah,
would it
because-
attack me? Don't
Because
worry
you just
about
took out the last droid.
that. Or it might attack because the last one is in combat with somebody else, isn't it?
No, that's done.
All the ones in
right.
engaged were knocked out. Kayana was quite good at doing that.
Yep.
Yep. No, let's mitigate damage rather than deal damage.
Okay. So yes, you give a upgrade to the difficulty of its next attack. So that then ends out round.
No, I think I still have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you do it. Yes.
I'll move and try and punch this other one. I think I still have a black. I think. Only one. No blues. Because...
I don't think you have a black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No.
And do you upgrade a check as well? Because you got one. Did you choose to upgrade it?
Mm,
You could give yourself 2 yellow.
I don't like all this black going to the GM. It scares me. I don't like it. So I'm going to say no.
If it scares
Okay.
you, it
Well,
terrifies
according
me
to-
because I've seen
According to the
all
game
these
mechanics,
games.
by the time those particular points reset at the end of the session,
They do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah, so
I thought you
you
could
should
bank
use them
them.
while you can.
Just for the session.
Oh,
Just for
okay.
the
Yep.
session. And,
Um,
I've been using the Genesys rule of rewarding the party 1 per character. And which means I start off with 1.
Yeah, right. I guess so. Alright.
Because it does make it a little more heroic for the characters
Uppercut,
when they have
Katia?
a bigger pile of it.
Nah.
Uppercut
like
with those brass knuckles?
Actual hit. I have to hit first for an uppercut.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
There
what we
you
like.
go.
No, that's not no.
Oh, what happened?
So my 2 successes got cancelled out.
Oh,
no,
no.
that still counts as a success.
So 2 successes and a threat.
So
And a triumph.
it is 1 success and a triumph.
Sorry, well, yeah.
1 success and a triumph and a threat. So you take 1 strain after working yourself into it.
We're just like, I got this. I got.
Okay.
Do you
so
deliver
you
the
could,
uppercut?
You could give it another upgrade to its difficulty.
Sure.
Another.
So it's now on 2 upgrades.
Yeah. And I hit it for 3.
And you hit it for 3. Tink! And
But it's brawl damage, not ranged.
I know, but Soak still works with that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that was end of round 7. You're now
Can I go next? Because I haven't used any yellow dice, I don't think.
now it's round 8. Start of round 8. Would you like to go next?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because I think you're.
Can I shoot the
You
an
can shoot
upgrade?
it. You can upgrade, which
Yeah.
gives
Do
you.
upgrade
It gives
basket?
her
No.
a
Oh.
green dice because once you.
So yeah, she has.
So she has 2 yellow
2
and a green,
green.
and then adds in 1 purple.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm going mad.
4 advantage, 1 success.
Okay, so you hit it doing 4 damage. So it's now on 5 damage.
So it's got 5 left in
Yep.
it.
And you can give the next person to act 2 blue dice. Who would like to act next?
Kayana will act
Guyana
next.
is going next.
Okay,
You want to
you
rush
get
up?
two
Well, I
blue
can go next if you want.
Okay.
I think Guyana has called in first,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
and
And I'm gonna rush up with the. Actually, I'll use my movement to switch to
the rifle.
The rifle.
Mhm.
And shoot it from there.
Okay,
So
shoot it from a
that's-
distance.
Yeah, so it's 1. Right? Yes.
It's 1 purple, yes.
Okay.
You're getting the hang of it quite well.
I'm trying.
I see a blank one.
Yep, that's good. So 2 success.
2 successes
and
and 2 advantages. So, you shoot it from a distance. You manage to do that would be 10 damage with a 5
Wow.
soak. So it's now on 10 out of 14. With your 2
Oh.
advantages, you can give it a black dice to its next action.
I thought it had 5 left. You said.
No, I said it had taken 5.
Oh, it had taken 5 all up.
Yeah,
Okay. So that means it's got 9
it's got
left.
4 left now
Oh, 4 left.
because it
now.
took another 5.
Okay, so it had 9 left and then took another 5.
Yeah.
9,
Okay, so would you like to give it a black dice on its next action?
5.
If it lasts that long. So
Yes.
that means it would be 2 upgrades and a black dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Khalid want to go next then?
And I believe Khalid had spoken up.
Yep. Okay, so I'll aim and shoot at it.
So that's 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 purple, and
Yep.
1 blue for aiming.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the blue didn't do anything.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
And
that was it.
and it came out as no result with you just missing.
Stormtroopering it again!
Yep. So I believe
This
that
is
is
Star
3
Wars.
people. 3 people have gone.
Yeah,
So
the
it's
droid's
now
turn.
the droid's turn. It has
2 effect dice against it.
it
and
I upgraded it to a red and I think it,
So
yeah,
that
got-
is its difficulty. It turns and shoots at Kayana, being the obvious threat of the table right now. And apparently hits her with 1 success and 1 advantage. So it does 6 damage,
Oh no! So that means nothing.
and nothing else happens. So that is its whole action.
Now it's B1 or Kadkia.
Yep, B1 or Kedkia.
Who wants to go?
With Kedkia,
Hey, Mark.
yep.
Hey, Mark, it's Marky. If B1's actually right next to me, by touching it, do I give it a advantage with my force point or not? I just want to ask out loud. See if I can do anything unconscious. That's all.
You can let other people use your force point because it's considered a table point.
Is that what you roll
Okay,
over?
cool.
Use the force.
Yeah.
I give it to my
Come
my
on.
favourite nanny. So.
Okay.
Mark, we want you best use the Force impression.
My arm's right next to the droid, and the droid feels they kind of kill anything that hit the one that hit me, kind of thing. So
The droid is now inspired to vengeance on your behalf.
So he turns and attacks the door.
It's okay. It's been proven that droids have no connection with the Force.
except for this droid.
Activate.
Why would you waste your time, moron?
Okay, just attack the droid forcefully.
Yes.
So I believe you get to upgrade one of your shots at the thing if you'd like, David. So that gives you a yellow, a green versus a purple. Do you like to shoot at the
Sounds
remaining
good
one?
to me.
Yes, he is shooting.
Okay.
Pill, pill, pill intensifies.
Okay.
A success with the, so you take one strain, and you hit it for doing an extra 4 damage, taking it out. So you successfully take out the last one.
Ha! Die, Gungan scum!
And so
Can I wake up? Can I wake up when I hear that? Kind of go, Gungan scum, and I look around for Gungans. So, yeah.
Either that or we carry you across to the exit.
at which point the door at the other side of the room opens.
Right, and
Piper armor releases, so Piper can actually get up.
yep.
Okay.
So basically, armor locked
that
a
was.
bit.
Who hit me? Who hit me, guys?
So-
Who hit me?
Get up, meatbag!
I help Piper walk towards the.
And there's a scoreboard that you can see as you're walking through. It says your group got recorded as 5 kills, and a door got down as 1 kill.
Ah, okay.
Out of the door to the scoreboard.
Wow, guys, that's adorable!
Oh my god.
Ow.
Oh, that is sad. Sorry, that is sad. But real bad.
So now you've seen a full
Sure.
walkthrough of what combat's like. It's normally a lot faster than that, but that's more of a slow showing how everything will work without going into the critical effects, because critical effects also slow things down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where
At
you
the
start.
same time,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Martin. At
Yeah.
the same time, though, like, have a look at how slow the first 2 to 3 rounds were, and how quick the last few rounds were.
Yeah, that was why I was working it in there. And then when you actually go into your next
Yeah.
combat, you'll actually have critical effects as part of it, which means that you can even have the fun of blowing someone's armor. But on the same side of effects, that
Yes.
critical effects can hit you too.
I'm sorry, I don't care. Did you say blow somebody's arm off?
Yep.
Yep.
They still have to find it again.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
The Knights of Me.
Okay, so I think that's a good point to stop it there for tonight, because it's now about 10:30. And I think we did quite well with showing the basics of how you can do different skills to do different things, and introducing strengths and weaknesses of everyone, so you have some idea of where you're good and not so good. Having Ariadne's rolling up for initiative gives you a great chance of having someone go before the bad guys because of her strong willpower, whereas Kadiaka can actually run down most guns because of your high soak.
Sorry, Kadkia.
No, sorry,
No, not
Kayana.
I can run down most people
Yeah, I'm
because
not
I have a higher soak.
As long as they're not using heavy weapons like you guys were doing.
Yeah.
So when the damage of the rifle starts at 9, they were doing it with the pistol starting at 6.
Yeah.
So unless they got more than one success, they did no damage.
Yeah.
So that does come in handy, showing how each of that works. And that was why I was doing it slowly instead of just going bang, 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 bang. So you got to see exactly how strong some of you are compared to others.
It was really good. And it only took me 5 sessions, but I think I figured out the dice.
Yeah. And it really helps when you're doing a lot of rolls together,
Yeah.
which is why I try to put combat as one session instead of trying to spread it out amongst others, because normally combat would be one round.
I think it also helped that I was rolling for most people. So thank you guys for letting me roll for you.
Yeah, honestly, thank you for rolling for us, because I have no chance, obviously, doing the whole room thing, but also, I am dumb as dog shit, and I still wouldn't be able to figure out the dice.
Well, it's subtraction. So you basically take symbols from other symbols, and then what's remaining is what you've got. It's a lot easier when you're doing it in
honestly,
person.
even just listening, I am starting to get the idea.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for joining. I'll see you again in a fortnight. There will be no games on next week. And we'll pick up again the following week after with Star Wars after my break.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Thanks,
no problem.
guys.
After dark.
See you tomorrow night, guys. David.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Dave. See you tomorrow, Mark and David.
Oh, and David.
Yeah,
Yep.
and David.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ross.
Bye, Ross.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye. Catch you later.
Catch you later.